family, and who is present here today to be a witness, to listen, and of course, to partake of the valuable gems which will be shared in the talk show today. Friends, gender equality is not only a fundamental human right, but a necessary foundation for a peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. The topic for the Seed Talk today is a very, very important topic. It is goal number 5 of the SDG goals, which wants the entire globe to achieve gender equality and to empower all women and girls. By achieving gender equality, we require the engagement of women and men, girls and boys. It is everyone's responsibility. I quote Ban Ki-moon. Friends, a gender equal society is one where the word gender just does not exist, where everyone has to be themselves, can be themselves, where equality is not a privilege, but equality is a way of life. Equality is not the right thing to do, it is the thing to do. We all know that no economy can achieve its full potential unless and until every segment of the society, of the community invests. If we ignore or we sideline or fail to invest even half the population, well, the world will definitely be a poorer place. Equality, gender equality, it all begins in the mind. It is the collective consciousness of a society. It has to be prevalent in the mindsets of the population. It has to be the perception of treating another person at par, of treating others as we would treat ourselves. We all can agree and we have to reiterate and resonate with this very, very important clarion call that the world needs peace, dignity, and equality to create a healthy planet. Friends, we need to be more mindful. We need to be more considerate. We need to be more humane when we treat our fellow beings. And it is with this thought, it is with this mindset that the talk show today has been organized on gender equality. Once again, a very warm welcome. Today, on this 8th episode of the Seed Talks, I have my team of co-moderators, and I would like to welcome them and also give a brief introduction. I have Ms. Fatima Sogra. She is the founder of RK Foundation. She's the the CBO of the IDVM group of companies. She's the president of the IDYMPA. She's an international speaker, a master trainer, a motivational speaker, a social worker, and recipient of many awards. She is also a very committed, a self-motivated academician, a lecturer who has 10 plus years of experience. We welcome you, ma'am. We welcome you, Ms. Fatima.
Thank you.
My second co-moderator is my dear friend Madhvi. She is, I think there are no words to express her vivacity, the way she's able to engage people, a motivational speaker, an authoress, a rapper, and someone who is always there, taking up challenges, taking up all kinds of projects, initiatives. And she runs a very, very successful edutainment and a spoken English set company. So welcome, Madhvi, and it's such a privilege to have you on board with me today. My third co-moderator is Ambassador Professor Grace. She's an educator in the State University in Nigeria. She specializes in educational leadership and gender management, a speaker, a moderator, a skilled mobilizer, an influencer. She's a youth mentor, a consultant, and a global networker. She is also someone who is instrumental in being there as a pivot when it comes to building teams, when it comes to creating or forging partnerships. We welcome you, Professor. Are you there? Yes. So a very warm welcome to my co-moderators today. They would be moderating along with me, and I'm sure all of us are now waiting with bated breath to hear the keynote speakers and to and to get an insight into such an important topic from all the illustrious dignitaries present today. I would first welcome and extend a very, very warm welcome to our guest of honor. Sir, are you there? Muhammad Ali, sir, Major Muhammad Ali, sir, and our special guest, Siddhi ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
A very
yes,
good evening.
I'm here.
A very good evening and a very warm welcome. This series of seed talks have been initiated, have been ideated by the Idym group of companies. Idym group of companies is a platform to promote space and satellite education for every young mind, that is, for the entire student community from across the globe. It involves a group of people with several years of experience in education, ranging from people of the education ministry, various school principals, young and talented space enthusiasts. IDYM performs workshops, lectures on space and satellite, on rocket technology for schools, with distinguished speakers from multiple IITs, ISRO, NASA, DRDO, BAR, HAL, NAL, and scientists and many, many personnel from the armed forces. The brain behind this is none other than Mr. Ravi Shankar. A big round of applause for Mr. Ravi Shankar. Well, he is someone who has been instrumental in creating this absolutely wonderful global platform for all of us to connect, collaborate, and to communicate. Mr. Ravi Shankar is a mechanical engineer. He is the founder of the IDYM group of companies, has over 10 years of working experience with various industries both in India and abroad. He has done many national and international projects in the field of space technology, hydroponics, robotics, automobile, solar energy, and has received many international and national awards in recognition for his commendable work. He has received the Bharat Gaurav Award for helping the armed forces families. With the vision of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he started the IDYM with the idea of creating a group of companies. He has conducted space exploration in all the states and the union territories and in almost 100 plus countries across. During his mission, he has given training to 80,000 plus students free of cost on satellite and rocket technology. In his own words, he says, I graduated as a mechanical engineer and jumped into the corporate world and gained a lot of experience, but I've always had this vision of creating a space where space technology becomes not just a dream, but all the youth are able to realize this dream. With this, I thought of a startup idea where I will be engaging a team of experts to educate young minds about the fascinating aspects of space technology. This idea came to me in 2009, but it got delayed and it got final fruition in August 2020. I gathered a team of like-minded people and we started our journey of bringing space to Earth. When I used to talk about space technology to young people, they always responded by saying that it's only something that great minds and scientists can pursue as a career. They stayed back with me, and that is why I started this organization. I'm determined to make as many kids aware and educated about space technology as possible. I want them to think of it as something that is achievable and can be thought of as a career prospect. My strategy is to cover the whole of India and slowly to spread my tentacles across. We hope to keep growing, and we have been able to impact more enthusiastic and eager kids to learn space technology. Well, the IDYM group of companies spans the IDYM Foundation, the IDYM Times, the IDYM Book of World Records, the IDYM Global University, the IDYM Designers, the IDYM Film Production, IDYM Space School, the IDYM Principals Association, and the IDYM e-magazine. Wow. As they say, the future definitely belongs to those who believe in their dreams and who are able to achieve their dreams. So a big round of applause for Raviji and for connecting all of us together on this wonderful platform. I would also like to welcome and to show my appreciation and gratitude to Dinul Asmi, who is the young dynamic star of the IDYM group, and Jeenat Munawara. These are two shining stars who have actually brought the entire company to a huge height. They have taken it to meteoric heights and they have brought laurels. They themselves are such achievers that they are an inspiration, not only for the youth, but for all of us. A big round of applause for these two young, inspiring minds. Well, friends, I'm sure all of us are waiting to hear from the keynote speakers today, and we have a galaxy of stars who will be sharing their views, their ideas, and their thoughts on this very important topic of gender equality. Kofi Annan had said, and I quote, "Gender equality is more than a goal in itself. It's a precondition for meeting the challenge of reducing poverty, promoting sustainable development, and building good governance." And with this quote, I throw this entire episode, the eighth episode of the Seed Talks open. And I deem it a privilege to welcome Major Muhammad Ali Shah. A very warm welcome, sir. Major Muhammad Ali Shah is the most sought after international TEDx speaker who has given the highest number of TEDx talks, not only in India, but in the world. He was recently invited to speak at the prestigious Seeding STEM Global Summit conducted jointly by the esteemed Cambridge University and London University, and his keynote address on the 5th of September was highly applauded. He has also spoken at 2 Josh talks and an MS talk and various other prestigious events. Major Ali is a lifestyle and a wellness coach, a motivational speaker, a public speaker, a storyteller too, and has conducted numerous training sessions for corporates and for children. His assignment for HDFC Life, wherein sessions of motivational talks were conducted pan-India across Delhi, Bangalore, and Calcutta, were highly appreciated by one and all, and they were given standing ovations by all the people who heard his talks. Another interesting and prestigious assignment was the pyramidal reality assignment, that of a storyteller, to make kids and elders aware of the Indian culture, its rituals, and the significance behind the festivals. Well, he's also a defense expert, a defense analyst, and a debate panelist on many popular Indian news channels like Aaj Tak, Republic Times, NewsX, Z News, India Ahead, CNBC, CNN, and has moderated debate sessions at innumerable events organized by prestigious organizations like Entrepreneurs Organization, the Think Literature Festival, held at the Renaissance Powai, and at various other occasions. Well, sir, it's a privilege and an honor to have you with us today. We welcome you, and we are all waiting to hear your views on this very important topic. Warm welcome, sir, and an honor for us to have you today.
Thank you, Dr. Preeti Shrimal. It's an honor, and thank you very much for this wonderful introduction. I do not deserve such kind words, but very kind and nice of you. I would like to personally say a hi to Fatma. Eid Mubarak to all of you firstly, and Dr.
Yes,
Pooja. Thank you. Uche, Vilma, Professor Ashta Chakravarti, Dr. Madhvi Borse, Nirmala Devi, Gee Patty, Nahid, Laura, Poonam, Unip, Anshumara, and Riddhi Jori. It's an honor to be before you all. But before I start, I'd like to tell you a small story. Or we can keep the story after this. First, let me tell you. Since the topic is on gender equality, and as rightly brought out by Dr. Preeti Shrimal, that gender equality, there's nothing as gender equality that, it's gender. It is equality. There's nothing as we should fight for our rights. No, they're rights. Gender rights, simple. It's very simple. Either it's there or it is not there. Now, let's accept the fact. The truth of the matter is, whether you like it or not, some might get angry with me, some may not get angry with me. But the truth of the matter is, when God created this world, he created Adam first. The man came first. Accept it. So God said, oh, I can do better than that. And that's when he created Eve. Right? Okay. I can see Dr. Pooja and Dr. Preeti, and my goodness.
Recording in progress.
Thank God I too have the privilege of adding a doctor before my name over here. Otherwise, I would have died of an inferiority complex over here. Yeah. Right, Dr. Madhuri, what's it? Am I right? So, okay, anyway. So now I will tell you the story. Well, it was the year 2007. In the late 2007, I was in the army that time. I was posted in the Far East, in Northeast. And in Nagaland, it's a very matriarchal society, which means the women work and the men, not all, most of them, men also work, but I'm talking in general. They sit under a tree and they probably smoke a hookah. Okay, so, and women work with their baby, with a small child tied behind the back, and they'll be ploughing the fields, and they will be cutting the wood, and they will be getting the firewood, and they'll be doing all kinds of, that's labor. And apart from that, even in the offices, many people holding the senior positions in Nagaland were my friends who were ladies. Now, in the year 2007, I was selected from the Assam Rifles, where I was posted, to come to Delhi to lead the Assam Rifles marching contingent on Rajpath, New Delhi. That's the time I met my wife after 20 years, which meant we played together in a childhood, and now we met and we got engaged that time, and we got married 26 January, I led the parade, 27 January, I led the contingent. 15 January was the Army Day. And since I was in the army, an army officer who went to the paramilitary, to the Assam Rifles on deputation, which is not part of the army, which comes under the paramilitary, the home ministry. So I wasn't marching on the Army Day. So by virtue of that, the chief of the army staff had handpicked me to come to his residence in the evening, where there was a big get-together, where the top brass of the country would be there to be the MC for the evening. So I had done the commentary for the parade, all right. So he heard my commentary and he liked it. So he called me to the army house. And before that, my wife had asked me one thing. That time my fiancé, why is it that on Rajpath, at the parade, we only see gentlemen officers lead the parade? I've never seen a lady officer lead the parade. She asked me, oh, yeah, she has a point. And she's right. So that idea struck me. Now, I had proposed the idea already. I had formed a proposal that, I am a gentleman officer who's leading the parade, the contingent. So a lady officer should also lead the contingent. Why not? Why not? And so now I was as the chief of the army staff's residence. On top of a tree, they had made a stage, like a machan, a tree house. I was announcing from there, where the Indian president, the vice president, the prime minister, the deputy prime minister, the defense minister, the defense secretary, the chief of all three services, the top brass basically were all present there. And that was the first induction of my wife to the army as well, of that top brass. And that's the time for the rooftop, from the treetop, I announced, I'm here to lead the parade. Why is it that a lady officer never leads the parade? Since we have the top brass of the country over here, it should be a proposal which should be considered. Now, I had thrown this idea earlier. And since I was a very junior officer, people didn't really take a junior officer's consideration very, very seriously. 2008, I led the parade. I completed my 5-year stint in the army, for which I had signed up for. I went to IIM, Calcutta, did my management, entered the corporate sector, and 11 years had passed. After 11 years, 2008 and 2019, which also I consider a major turning point in my life for various reasons. But anyhow, I got to know in the year 2019, for the first time in the history of India, we have a lady officer commanding a marching contingent at Rajpath, New Delhi, saluting the President of India. And can you guess which regiment, which contingent she was commanding? She was commanding the same very contingent which I had personally commanded 11 years back. And the proposal I had thrown then at that time. So they say, whatever you wish comes true, right? Whatever you wish for yourself comes true. Whatever you wish for others comes true. All your thoughts will come true. All your thoughts, be it good thoughts, be it bad thoughts. So they always say, thank you, Fatma. So they always say that always think well. Now, so it was Major Khushbu Kanwar, whose father is a bus conductor, who sacrificed a lot, educated his daughter to become a class 1 gazetted officer of the government of India, of the Indian Army, joined the army, and she created history. And if she could lead the contingent at the majestic Rajpath, hello. So you also will get to lead the contingent, I'm sure. But you'll have to mute yourself if you want to lead the contingent. Otherwise, without muting, you cannot lead. Yeah. So that's so she created history. Now it became a precedence. Thereafter, now the next year, in the year 2020, we had Captain Shergill, the first lady officer to be the parade adjutant. And now you all must have heard a few months back, the court had passed an order that ladies can join the permanent commission in the, not just army, in the Indian Armed Forces, which means they are eligible now to apply for the National Defense Academy and train in the army. The academy where I underwent my training to become an officer was the Officers Training Academy, and we had lady cadets with us. And we had lady cadets with us who met the same physical, mental endurance, intelligence standards as gentlemen officers to become officers. So why not? So when we talk about gender equality, there's nothing against gender equality. My commanding officer or my brigade commander in my brigade never differentiated between there was one I'm forgetting her name, Captain Anshita Malviya or Captain Shailendra Hooda. So my lady officers, so my brigade commander never differentiated between Lieutenant Mohammad Ali Shah, that I was the lieutenant, between Lieutenant Mohammad Ali Shah and Captain Anshita Malviya. The general officer commanding under whom I served, the GOC, General Shah never differentiated between Captain Mohammad Ali Shah and Captain Divya Gupta. In fact, there were some tasks which Captain Divya Gupta could now do better than Captain Mohammad Ali Shah. Why not? So it's all about assigning a task. Supposing there's Major Ravi. Major Ravi is a very famous film director in Kerala, by the way, the Malayalam film industry. Suppose there's one Major Ravi and one Major Shah. So the commanding officer has to decide who fits the task where. So a lady officer is not looked upon as a lady. She's an officer. Period. And they teach us a lot of chivalry in the army, which means giving respect to ladies. It's okay, you can give respect to your juniors, your seniors, your elders, your peers. Perfectly fine. So we took an oath in the army, which said, the safety, honor, welfare of your country comes first, always and every time. The honor, welfare, and comfort of the men you command comes next. Your own ease, comfort, and safety comes last, always and every time. Thank you, Fatma. So we've had a lot of lady officers. They're officers rather, but for your understanding, I'm saying a lot of lady officers who have got gallantry awards, who've shown exceptional bravery, who've shown courage under fire, who've done the most difficult things, the most impossible things. They are some friend of mine, a mother and a daughter duo, who I think both should have actually have joined the army. They would have done very well. You take Indra Nooyi, the top boss, the MD CEO of PepsiCo, my super senior from IIM Calcutta, Indra Nooyi, Kiran Bedi, IPS officer, first lady of IPS officer. We have cases of, I will tell for the benefit of our viewers who are watching on YouTube, on Facebook or wherever live. You all would have heard of names of, a few names I will take, of very empowered, powerful, well, solid, strong ladies, right? The first name for our viewers watching on YouTube, you would have heard of Professor Rashtra Chakravarti. She's there with us. You all would have heard of Dr. Madhvi Borse. She's there with us. You all would have heard of Dr. Preeti Srimal. She's there with us. You all would have heard of from Brazil, all the way from Brazil. There's a song, Brazil. A very good song. Okay. You all would have heard of Vilma Barbosa. She's there with us, all the way from Brazil. And Vilma, thank you. I'm so touched at seeing your background. I can see my picture over there as well. That's very, very sweet of you. Can you look on your right, on the right, yeah. And Dr. Pooja Dixit Joshi, you would have heard of. She's there with us. Mokshi Virk, Nirmala Devi, Fatma, Sogra, so Patricia Gonde, Laura, Ukshe, Nahid, Poonam, you name them. Siddhi Jori, former Mrs. India, she's there with us. Anshu Mitra. I mean, we have an ambassador over here as well, Dalian. So I must say, in my family at least, I will end by saying, the women in my family are far more, well, when I paused, you all were like, what happened? It was actually my network got spoiled. So I got paused like this. I'm faking a fake network. Sometimes it happens, no? When you're speaking, either the person is mesmerized hearing you speak, or there's a pause. Sorry, my network has gone off. That's why I have paused like this. So don't take it wrong. I'm waiting for the network to come back. Okay. So in my family, the ladies are way ahead of the men, and I strongly believe that the society will not change unless and until we change our own selves. So the change starts from here, from today, from now. And as I echo every single word, every single sentiment, as brought out by Dr. Preeti Srimal, she was bang on there. She hit the nail on its head. Thank you very much for giving me the honor. Ravi Bhai, Idym University is doing a great job, and hats off to you for bringing all of us together from different forms of life. Thank you very much. Long live humanity.
I think, Major, you have left us speechless. You have left us mesmerized. Your riveting, inspiring talk. It was power-packed. It ignited all of us, especially us women, I think all of us still have such wonderful smiles. We'll go back with that gleam in our eyes. And yes, especially when it comes from a dashing major like you. And everybody will agree it was a talk where all of us women need to give you a standing ovation. Definitely, you are a TEDx speaker. It was almost like a mini TEDx talk, which we heard today. Wonderful. And hats off to you for paying your tributes, for saluting the power of women, and of course, to affirm the fact that we are all one. We have to bring about the change. The change has to begin in our mindset. There we cannot differentiate or divide when mythology has given so much of power to both men and women. When literature has given, when history has given that much of power, why shouldn't it now percolate and reflect in our own society? And when we have stalwarts like you who are gunning for the rights of women, who are there, who are giving a clarion call, I think we are in safe hands. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All of us were truly inspired and waiting for more, but probably on a different platform. We would love to hear you speak, sir. Your motivational speech, talk, everything that you spoke, it meant it was like a gem coming from someone who has achieved so much. I mean, your plethora of achievements. I think I just read half of your achievements and half of your profile, but words speak louder than any kind of profile reading or any kind of other perception of a person, and you did it, sir. So after that wonderful speech, that inspiring talk, I now hand over to my charming moderator, Madhvi, to invite our next charming guest of honor, Mrs. India, Siddhi. Yes, back. Yes, over to you, Madhvi.
Thank you so much, respected ma'am. Even I'm learning a lot from you. And we are first, as I always say, that there's a say that, whom we are going to pray first in India, in Hinduism, that to Guru or or God. So I'm gonna say thank you to Ravi sir, as you, because of you today we are with the amazing chief guest from like as Preeti ma'am said, yeah, they are the jam, and absolutely, we are so fortunate to have you, sir. Really, it's so true that being a moderator, we are by ourselves, we can say we are pro, but you made us speechless today because the way, the enthusiasm you have, it is something really amazing. And it has, we couldn't even, like we were doing absolutely, we have a lot of things to do because we have to manage, but we couldn't. For a second also we couldn't divert ourselves the way you were speaking, and everything we have really absorbed within us. And yeah, this is something I very lightly, I could say that, as Preeti ma'am said, that I'm a rapper. So I still remember that there was a time when I was with international webinar, and there was so many Americans guys were also there. And after listening that, they said that the girl out of America, she can rap in English like this. This is something amazing. And this is something how we can come with the gender equality by showing our talent. And then our professor said from the college that this is something a hit. I feel inferior to myself being a man as well. So there's nothing like a gender equality. There's something equality, empowerment altogether matters. So yeah, thank you so much. On behalf of Idym, I cordially and respectfully welcome our both of your special guests, Sir You and Siddhi Jari ma'am. We are certainly grateful for courteously and gladly accepting our invitation to become a guest on Gender Equality Seat Talk Series 8. So here we have now our next amazing guest, Siddhi Jori ma'am. A multi-talented, dynamic, multidimensional Mrs. Siddhi Jori is role model and a young achiever awarded by United Nations Executive Director. She is honored with hundreds of awards and accolades, also been blessed with many national and international recognition. She's a lady of substance who represented state Rajasthan in national and international level and won the title of Mrs. India International 2019. Congratulations, ma'am. Mrs. Galaxy Queen India 2019 and more. Professionally, she is a clinical biochemist and faculty of nursing student and also a business entrepreneur, social activist by passion. She's the United Brand Education and India State Vice President of National Youth Council India, National Brand Ambassador for Women Empowerment, and so on. We could say she represented Rajasthan as state finalist and national international pageant, and was a main title of crown winner of Mrs. India International, Mrs. Galaxy Queen India, Mrs. Rajasthan Indian International, Mrs. Chalsa Maheshwari, Mrs. Moonlight Queen, Mrs. Teenage, and Mrs. Jodhpur 2018. If I tell you about this amazing personalities, it will take a time. But being an author, I would love to write about you in the future as well, because first book is going to publish now another. I'm really going to find out all of you guys. You all are really amazing, and we are fortunate to have you. We are ready to enlighten by you, Siddhi ma'am. Over to you, respected ma'am.
Thank you so much. It's, I think, second or third time, Dr. Madhvi, I think you have been introducing me, and it's a delight, always a delight to be introduced by you, to be warmly welcomed by you and entire IDYM, Ravi sir, and the entire dignitaries present here, our chief guests. My heartiest regards to all of you. So let's begin. As many things have been told so very beautifully by our chief guests. So I'm really mesmerized and quite inspired by the examples that he has given us. So let's continue with it. the art of all arts is to make one's life a perpetual victory. So, with this energizing thought, I would love to have this opportunity to speak on the very crucial topic, gender equality. Among the immensely important Sustainable Development Goals by UN, SDG, which is Sustainable Development Goal number 5, which states achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. So, this is one of the fundamental human rights and also a necessary foundation for a peaceful, sustainable, and a productive world. Women, we all know that they are the real architects of any society. They are the homemakers, they are the producers, they are the creators, they are the nurturers, they are so many things. They are like all in one package. We all know this. So they, being the almost representing half of the population of the world of any given country, I believe they have the immense potential and they have the capacities of doing impossible as possible. As a woman, I would proudly say this. Being a national brand ambassador for women empowerment, I would give this emphasis on women empowerment. And of course, hand to hand, it goes for gender equality also. So, not only women empowerment is essential and also it's a part of SDG, but also we all know that it spurs productivity and economic growth of any given country. Unfortunately, there is still a long way to go to achieve full equality of rights and opportunities between men and women. Therefore, it is of paramount importance to end the multiple forms of violence and multiple forms of discrimination that is going on between men and women on the name of age, sex, quality of education, race, religion, and many other factors. So, it is immensely important that the violence and the discrimination should be eliminated. And also, there are certain facts that how it should be and in which area and aspects the discrimination should be avoided, like quality health education, education itself, economical sources, participation in all the political activities which are so very easily available for men, but quite scarcely available for men. The chief guest sir gave a very good example of parade, and I really loved it. And I really loved the fact that how women actually led that parade, and I was thoroughly enjoying that example. And that is actually one practical big illustration of how strengthened women already are and how capable they are. To continue with this, I would say that it is immensely important and essential to achieve equal opportunities in access to employment and to position of leadership and decision making at all levels for either men and women. The UN Secretary General, Mr. Antonio, has also stated that achieving gender equality and empowering women and girls is the unfinished business of our time and the greatest human challenge in our world. So, I would like to highlight a milestone document in the history of human rights, which stated that all human beings are born free. I would like to repeat this fact again. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. Everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedom set forth in this declaration without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, age, language, religion, birth, or other status. To conclude, I would proudly state one fact here, which is related to Hindu religion and our Indian culture, that females, they are already super empowered. Every woman is a superwoman. Yes, I would proudly say this. And also the fact that I would like to highlight here to make us all aware once again that women from the far off history, since old age, we all know that they have been super empowered. The biggest example and illustration that I would like to mention here is are female goddesses. So, goddess of power and strength, it is goddess Durga. Goddess of Lakshmi as in wealth, right? So, goddess of prosperity and wealth, it is goddess Lakshmi. Goddess of wisdom is goddess Saraswati. So, we all can see like power, strength, wisdom, and moreover wealth, all are being blessed by us. To whom? By whom? So it is by goddess, female goddesses. So this only summarizes that how empowered women are. So why not to take it as an inspiration and as a matter of encouragement, that how capable and how fully strong and how empowered women have already been since decades. So hence with this, I would like to conclude here and would like to grab this opportunity to thank the entire team, Ravi sir, and all the dignitaries present here. And also would like to heartily welcome all the upcoming speakers who have come all across the globe. And I would love to listen to all of you very passionately and enthusiastically. Thank you so much, Dr. Madhvi, for the warm welcome. And thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
Thanks million, ma'am, that you have joined us, I could simply say. And a very good example because I have heard, yeah, women who seek to be equal with men are like ambitious, and you have really crossed that limits and all. So let's not just go for the equality, but let's do that. So great, honorable chief guest, Mohammed Sir, Major, and I could say special guest, Cindy Jory, ma'am. You both are the personality of distinct vision and a fountainhead of illuminating ideas, an idol of knowledge and experience and inspiration to all of us. Accept my endless gratitude to join and made us more fortunate and inspired and motivated and more enthusiastic. And so, absolutely, you have given a great enthusiasm towards our life, and it's really wonderful. Now it's time to give over to my co-moderator, Fatima Sogra, ma'am. Over to you, respected ma'am, please.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome, ma'am, please.
Greetings of the day. Namaskar, everyone. Today's topic is gender equality. Gender equality is a human right, not a female fight. So I want to give a small introduction about gender equality. Gender equality is when people of all genders have equal rights, responsibilities, and opportunities. Everyone is affected by gender equality, women, men, trans, and gender diverse people, children, and families. It impacts people of all ages and backgrounds. We need gender equality urgently. It is an urgent need. The global economy is currently in transition to fourth industrial revolution in such a highly interconnected and rapidly changing world. Diversity is critical to informed corporate decisions making and business innovations also. The meaning of the all lines is like that, so to speak, is that the future of human potential depends not only on women's advancement but on a willingness to reconsider what it means to be male or female, masculine or feminine, both or neither. In other words, we can say that it's a human issue. So now coming forward, I would like to call Laura Estancio, ma'am. She is a first speaker and she is from Romania. Over to you, ma'am.
Greetings, everyone. Hello. Good afternoon from Romania. I am honored to be here today. Thank you, Idym, for this great opportunity. And as the speakers before me said, it is very important to empower women because women are the heart of the universe, and empowering women means empowering the world. SDG 5 deals with achieving gender equality and empowering all women and girls because the future belongs to all of us. If you could share the screen once again. Thank you. We are born equal, and this is what we need to teach the young generations. This is what we need to teach boys and girls, that they need power, they need to be the best that they can be. Women nowadays have lots of things that they need to fight against. Could you go to the second slide, please? Gender equality is not only a fundamental human right, but a necessary foundation for a peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. There has been progress over the last decades. More girls are going to school. Fewer girls are forced into early marriage. More women are serving in parliament and other positions of leadership. And laws are being performed to advance gender equality. But we still have many battles to fight. We need to end discrimination. We need to end all violence against women and girls. And these are just some statistics. There is violence against women. They have been forced to give up education and just to serve as housewives, or this fundamental right, the right to education, is taken from many women and girls, and this way they cannot be what they can. There is because they lack education, there is also a gap in the pay and in the employment. Women are perceived only as the ones who care for children sometimes, and this takes so many opportunities away from them, including leadership positions. Women are talented. Women are the ones who can do so many things, but we need to give them the opportunity to do this. Next slide, please. Behind every successful woman is herself. And I believe as educator that we need to empower girls. We need to empower women, the future women. We need to fight against social bias, against stereotypes, prejudice, patriarchy, educational inequality, economic inequality, and we need to give women access to equal opportunities. In some people of the world, in some places, women are perceived as inferior, and they cannot be successful. They cannot be great achievers if they are not given this power, if they are not given the right to education. How can they open their eyes if they are not allowed to discover the world? How can they have a great name if they are not allowed to study and discover their true potential? Next, please. Why do we need to achieve gender equality? First of all, there are educational problems because girls sometimes lack the access to quality education, and they lack support from their families to do so. If the families do not support their girls, if they don't tell them that they can be anything they choose to be in this world, if they don't give them the right to study, the right to discover their talents, and to choose their own destiny, they are always going to be behind. There are many difficulties surpassing the problems related to the role assigned by society. We need to let girls choose their own role. We need to let them choose what responsibilities they want to take upon themselves. Gender prejudice is the way women are perceived. And of course, if we keep telling them that they are weak, that they lack the skills that men have, they will start believing this themselves. So this is what we need to do, to empower women and always to tell them that they are good, that they are strong, and that they should believe in themselves. because low confidence goes um, goes to lack of trust in one's skills and abilities. We also need to be united. In the world, there's a lack of unity between women, but we need to hold each other's hands and to empower one another, because only together we can be stronger. And this um, helps us be better together. And of course, the problem is poverty. Together, if we educate one another, if we empower one another, we can fight all these battles. Next, please. Gender equality is closely related to quality education. Providing quality education is vital for every society. In order to achieve gender equality, when children, boys and girls, are educated, when they are allowed to enhance their skills and expand their knowledge, they can significantly contribute to the well-being of their families and society in various aspects, thus creating a stable and powerful community. The community belongs to all of us, boys and girls, men and women. We are all equal, and this is what we should fight for: equality. Equality of chances, equality of occupying a place in this world, having the right to be respected in an equal way. Next, please. One of the problems is that many girls are not able or are not allowed to attend school. Target 4.5 states that by 2030, gender disparities should be eliminated in education, and equal access should be ensured to all levels of education and vocational training for the vulnerable, including persons with disabilities, indigenous people, and children in vulnerable situations. Girls are missing out on their education because of various factors, including poverty, child marriage, gender-based violence, conflict, and patriarchal gender norms that often favor boys when investing in education. Education plays a key role in economic growth in terms of increased productivity, efficiency, improved income, and socialization or social integration. When girls miss education, they risk being excluded from lifelong self-actualization, including exploring their maximum productivity, social capital, problem solving, and intellectual skills. We need to be the change. We need to give girls a voice. And all women, especially educators, need to set examples. They need to inspire and motivate. We need to tell them stories of successful women. We need to tell them there is no force equal to a woman determined to rise. Let's help them to rise. Let's help girls and women to find their power. These are some beautiful quotes that I found. And they say that every woman's success should be an inspiration to another. We are strongest when we cheer each other on. And feminism isn't about making women strong. Women are already strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives that strength. Empower girls, because every great woman in history was once a little girl who believed in herself, who was empowered, who was encouraged to fight for her dream and never give up on her ambitions. There are so many women scientists, women explorers, and even queens. We just need to help the girls to give them the right to wear the crown. Women empowerment means increasing the strength of a woman socially, economically, and emotionally. Help women develop confidence in her own capabilities. Tell women and girls that they can do it, that they are strong enough, and that no matter where you are in life, inspire and empower the women around you. Success is never reached alone, and wisdom and wealth are sweeter when they're shared. And we should never judge another woman. Remember that each woman is fighting her own personal battle, and we need to support and encourage every woman and tell the world that women's lives matter, that we are important. Empowered women empower the world. We need to be strong, we need to believe in ourselves, and we need to fight in order to achieve our dreams. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you for giving us women a voice today. Thank you, IDYM.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. And as you said that we all are fighting our own battle, but instead of that, many of peoples are creating problems to other. But we should to grow together. We should to learn together, and we should to help. We have to increase humanity. So you are a very good speaker, and you spoke very well. So coming to next, I would like to call our next speaker, Nirmala Devi. She is from Malaysia. Ma'am, stage is all yours. Kindly over to you.
Thank you, Fatma ma'am, for the wonderful words. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all in all, to everyone, the guest speakers, and also the educators. Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank IDYM Foundation and Ravi Shankar ji for giving me the opportunity, like what Laura ma'am said, given the opportunity for us to speak today. Well, I heard beautiful words from our guest speakers where they spoke about gender equality and the strength, education, and the power that women has is actually mesmerizing, and we need to work with one another in order to gain the power. So like what one word that catches is that from Laura ma'am's presentation just now, empowering girls and women. Yes, at what ma'am has said just now, empowering women and girls at all levels is very important. So being an educator in elementary school, what I do is that I'm going to talk from my perspective of engaging the girls in many projects where they are given voices. As you know, the young girls, the age of 7 to 12 years old, they are very timid. They do not want to come forward in order to join so many projects and so many activities which they might not be they think that they might not be able to do it. So I engage my learners at all levels in order to show, to give them the, the bravery, the confidence in them in order to engage at all levels. For example, if let's say, coding. When you talk about coding, if any of the educators, you are into the technology, engaging the learners, so I'm sure you are aware of this Minecraft, coding, microbit, and all that. So I give opportunities for my learners who are girls in order to engage and join the projects related to this gamification, Minecraft, and also coding. Because as we all know, the boys are more interested in joining this kind of projects in order to learn and join this kind of competitions as well. But for girls, they are always shy type. They do not want to join. So I give equal rights for the girls as well in order to engage them. So so these are some of the engagements that I do at all levels. Because when you talk about problems in having inequality in my setting, I'm not saying that the girls are not getting equal rights or whatever, but it's just that the opportunities are there, but the girls are not grabbing the opportunities. So so as an educator, I always look forward for giving opportunities, empowering these girls at very young age. So can I share screen to show some of the engagements that I do in order to engage these students at all levels, so that am I allowed to share screen? Is it okay? a share screen. So, host disable sharing screen. Can you allow me to share screen?
Yes, ma'am. You can say.
Okay, so I would like to highlight a few projects that I've done with my learners in order to showcase um, that I'm doing at all levels to empower the students. So this is one of the opportunities given by IDYM Foundations, where my students were able to speak out. They have done the research and speak about e-waste and climate change. So I've chosen the girls as well as the boys. The boys, as always, they volunteered themselves first. Then I have to select the girls in order to train them, to give them voices so that they are brave in order to join this kind of programs, in order to learn that they also need to voice out. So the equal opportunities are actually given. So these are some of the students who joined this project and they spoke in this global platform. So I'm very thankful, and these girls are really actually doing well. I mean, they are already in high school and they are really doing well, and they are still engaging in projects. So what I'm trying to say is that it is not that we are not giving opportunities at times for the girls, but then sometimes due to their timidness, they do not want to join. So as an educator, we need to give more engagements in empowering them. Okay, this is one of the activities that I've done. And another one is about coding. So recently we have celebrated World ICT Day. So in order to celebrate the World ICT Day, what we have done in our country is that there's an organization called MDAC. They've actually created they have actually created this coding program where only girls can code. Okay, so this particular program is actually very interesting, and the boys were really rushing to participate in this program. But then the MDEC, they've given special opportunities for the girls to take part in this coding program, where I managed to get as many girls as possible from my end in order to take part in this coding program. So I would like to just show the glimpses of this program, where it was an uphill task for them, especially for the girls, to learn about coding, but they managed to join. So these are some of the engagements for coding. Girls Can Code, only specially organized for the girls. So some of my students have taken part, and they have actually completed the coding lessons, and they have also joined in social media challenges in order to raise awareness for Girls Can Code. So these are some of the engagements that actually I give voices in empowering the girls at all levels in my school setting and also in the district. So for example, this one, the program, as I said earlier, Coding Only Girls Can Code. So they were talking about in creating awareness for the girls, the importance of being safe online. So they managed to come up with quite a number of slogans in order to compete in this competition. So these are few programs. I'm actually engaging the girls in empowering them in many projects related to STEMs, SDGs, and also coding programs, and Minecraft as well in gamification. So what I'm trying to say is that equal rights are actually given to them. So the girls need to grab the opportunities, like what CD ma'am said. We have the knowledge, we have the power, we have the strength, and we have the equal rights in compete in this world. So with that, I would like to end my speech. And this, whatever I mentioned just now, is all the engagements are being done at my end, being an educator to educate young children, especially the girls from 7 to 12 years old in elementary school. That's all. Thank you so much, Ravi Shankar ji, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. And really, you have done very good job. And you have done so many awareness campaign for your students also. Really, it is a very good way to do awareness in our area and as well as on a national and international level. So coming to next, I would like to call our third speaker. She is Vilma da Luz Barbosa. She is from Brazil. Ma'am, stage is all yours. Kindly over to you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. It's a great pleasure being here talking about this very important topic, gender equality. This is something that I've been working hard here in my community and with my students, because I truly believe that if you are empowering a girl, you are empowering the world. And the best way to do it is with education. I'd like to share my screen, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Not allowed yet?
Yes, ma'am. Just
Okay.
okay, ma'am. You can share.
Thank you. So, I'm Vilma Barbosa from Brazil. I've been working as an English teacher for 17 years, more or less. And lately, I've been delighted to be part of these international events and also have the chance to bring my students. Thank you so much, Idym, for giving me the chance once more. I'm so happy. Empowering a girl is really, really important. And we have to do that in our community in order we can change the world. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some activities that we've been doing here in my town. I'm part of BPW, Business Professional Women, a group that is an international one. And I'm going to show you some activities that we've been doing here with our girls and women to empower them. So we've been working with them about qualifying them for the job market. And then we've been preparing some courses in order our girls can become more empowered and learn to go to the job market and the importance of studying and working hard to achieve their dreams. This is one project. And we are also working with the idea of taking care of the environment, empowering girls and teaching them to take care of the environment, motivating them with projects to take care of the environment. We've been working with some lectures we bring to our community, international and national speakers to talk about women empowerment, to motivate them to become empowered and to work hard for their place in the community. So we've been bringing speakers to talk with them. We have been working with some projects to bring them to take care of their healthy. Here we are working with mindfulness because we believe that it's really important that we take care of our body and our mind. And this is the best way to motivate women, to empower them, to believe in themselves, and to take care of themselves at first. We work with some campaigns. This is the National Day against the violence, violence against women. So we work in our community with some campaigns, showing them that if they have any problems, they can call to this number and they can ask for help. And we also work with the idea that if you see your neighbor suffering some violence, yes, you have to do something, because there is a saying that there is a quote that says, when a couple is fighting, you don't have to go there and interrupt, but yes, you can do that. You should do that. And this is a campaign we've been working every year, and we have launched this month, donating your hair, and all the hair collected will be donated to the hair donated will be collected, and we will make fake hair and then donate to an association here in my town that works with girls who had cancer. And then all the hair will be given. And I will be donating mine as well, because I believe that if you wanna show the others what have to, if you wanna the idea is that we convince girls to donate their hair to make these things and give the girls who don't have hair. And I believe that if you want to convince others to do something, you have, first of all, you have to do that. So I will be donating my hair this week for this campaign in order to motivate others to do the same. And then this way we'll be helping lots of girls who had cancer, and this way we'll be empowering them and making them feel more beautiful and empowered. This is another campaign we work around here. This is the campaign to talk with girls about preventing the pregnancy in their early age. So a campaign to tell girls that everything has its time. So first they have to study, first they have to go to the job market, first they have to conquer their dreams before getting pregnant. Because since you have a child, life becomes, everyone here who is a mother know that after you have a child, your life changes completely. And then you can do everything that you want to do, but it becomes more difficult. So with this campaign, we are teaching our girls and convincing them to study and to make their dreams come true before becoming a mother. This is another campaign against the violence against women. So every year we're working with these campaigns and trying to show girls that they don't have to accept that, because there is an old tradition that says that women has to be at home and the husband is working out, and then this way women doesn't have her own money and she has to accept everything. And these days we try empowering our girls, teaching them to work and to learn, and that through education they can become free and they don't have to accept any violence against them. With all this campaign, I am a proud member of BPW, and this way we are empowering girls because we believe that a girl should be two things: who and what she wants. This is a sentence, a quote from Coachella, and I really believe this, that we can do anything and we have to empower other girls because there's no place for competition. We have to help each other because the sun is there shining for everyone. And when we help other girls, empowering them, showing that yes, they can do anything they want, they just have to believe in themselves. And then I'm so happy to be an educator because I have the chance to empower my girls, and this way I'm empowering them and they are empowering their family members and they are becoming better human beings. And I'm teaching them all the time to believe in themselves, that they can do anything if they really want to. They just have to believe and never give up. This is all from me, and once more, thank you for giving me the opportunity of being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. And really, you spoke very well that believing in yourself make always wonders. So I'm very thankful for your such a wonderful speech. Coming to next, I would like to call Patricia Gonde. She's from Zimbabwe. Kindly over to you.
Thank you so much, Fatma. A lovely day to you all. Let me recognize IDYM group of companies, the founders, the CEOs, and everyone who works behind the scenes. Lovely morning to all the esteemed guests and speakers who have spoken before me from all over the globe. And I would like to thank you, IDYM, for giving me this opportunity to be sharing with some speakers which is a topical issue in our everyday lives. As we all know, or we have heard from the other speakers talking about the SDG 5, which is one of the 17 national goals by the United Nations. And we all know that gender affects our daily activities. Gender affects the way the society is structured and how people can live harmoniously in the communities. And we also know that our perceptions that we have of gender are formed by how we are brought up, how we are nurtured, and some people who we term this gender socialization. How are we brought up? And gender equality requires equal access to and enjoyment by both boys and girls, women and men, maybe of socially valued goods, opportunities, resources, and rewards. So in this world we are living in, there are persistent gaps in access to opportunities and decision-making for between men and women. And there are gender disparities. We face challenges every day: sexual discrimination, gender-based violence. For some countries, for example, in Africa, Southern Africa, female genital mutilation practices they are still being practiced, and stereotyping also begins at home. You can name it all. And so we need to act now before it is too late to address such challenges. And I think we need to have what we call a global gender action plan that we need to come up with. And it shouldn't just remain on paper, but it should be implemented. So I am an educationist and I work in a school. So for us to achieve gender equality, I think there's need for some changes in how we run our institutions, especially, for example, the way we run our homes, the way duties are delegated in the home. You'll find that in my culture, you can't see a man sweeping the floor. You can't see a boy sweeping the floor. But we tend to say that those are duties that should be done by girls. For example, if you see a boy putting on a pink type of maybe clothes, you would say, why are you putting on girls' colors? Who said that? Those are some of the stereotypes that we should eliminate because they will affect our children later in life. So mostly of the household work that we do, mothers also are the ones who carry the brunt of caregiving of children, and who said that men can also not do it. So that stereotyping, those gender norms that we practice, we should conscientize or make our children know that they can do any type of job. And also in our families, like where I grew up, our parents tend to prioritize education, especially for boys. They will try to make sure that they get the best of education. And I, as a girl, what am I left to do? So if I'm left, especially when COVID-19 struck, some of the children, girls were left at home to tend for other siblings, and then boys can go to school. And then what happens to the girl? That's when they tend to have early marriages or pregnancies, because they are stuck at home with adults, or some men from the community take advantage of them. So let's support our children in education, where preference is given to boys. It might result in early marriages and early pregnancies. What we do not know is that an educated girl is more likely to postpone that marriage and concentrate in books and concentrate in education. An educated girl is more likely to have healthier children because of the education that they got. And in turn, an educated girl can also in turn send their own children to school. So also an educated girl is more likely to have more opportunities to earn living and have an income to sustain the family. So girls also and women should also be involved in decision-making processes. Not that when we are having a caucus meeting as the boys, we should listen and the girls should be thrown in the kitchen to cook. So we should also train them in decision-making, because one day they will be in a job where they are asked to be maybe to make decisions. and yet they were told that when they were growing up, your job is in the kitchen. So yeah, gender equality in education, that is the only area that we can, that is not the only area, it's an area that we can focus on if you want to achieve gender parity. So some schools can become powerful agents of change. How can they do that? Maybe their teaching practices should be gender responsive. They should promote gender sensitive and inclusive teaching in the classroom. Starting from the classroom, the teaching methods, activities should pay attention to specific learning needs of both boys and girls, and they should maybe we should create that trust and positive relationship maybe for classroom management, because sometimes we tend to say boys should be prefects and we tend to say girls because they're very soft, they cannot be leaders. Let's try to change our way of thinking from the home to the school. And then we need gender equitable education systems should also be able to empower maybe both boys and girls. And then we pray for an education system that is free of negative gender norms, like I have mentioned above, where boys can also do sewing, they can join the sewing clubs, they can join the cookery clubs, and girls can join STEM programs. So that they also have an equal opportunity. We should also try by all means to have a non-discriminatory curriculum. Even the textbooks that we use, the pictures themselves will tell you that, oh no, there's gender bias in that textbook. The language itself will tell you. You have seen some countries being called she, I don't know why. So those, we should also be aware of the language that we use. For example, we say that maybe I'm one culprit who have always said when a boy is crying, then I said, no, boys don't cry. Who said that also they cannot cry. They are also human beings. They are emotional. They need to cry. And we say girls don't fight. Who said boys, girls cannot fight? So we should also be sure we should use gender neutral language. And when we are saying to children, hey, you guys, come here. Why are we saying guys? There are girls there. Why are you saying guys as if there are only boys there? So we should be able also to empower our youth through awareness programs. They should be gender activists because we are training them to lead tomorrow. They can lead today and they can also lead tomorrow. So our schools should also be able to help our children, our girls, we should support them in the choice of subjects that they need to do in future, support them in careers, rather than soaking them in gender attitudes and expectations, and leave those attitudes and expectations that they got from the community. And let's train them that a boy or a girl can do any job. They shouldn't be surprised when they see a maleness in the school. They shouldn't be surprised when they are getting into a bus where it is being driven by a female. So I'm just saying that let's try to promote gender equality in schools, also by providing that safe and inclusive learning environment, which is free from gender-based violence, gender-based bullying as well, and have safe schools that we can have. And then some schools also maybe they need to be aware, especially their facilities, they do not cater for all the types of gender. For example, if you go into some sanitation or ablution blocks, they should also be able to cater for both boys and girls. So we need to raise awareness programs, like where I am in Zimbabwe, there are programs like gender equality education programs where girls are being empowered, and they are where we focus on fostering a girl's sense of self-worth, decision-making, access to opportunities and resources, and then the power to control over their own life, not to say that, oh, I'm going to be married and this man is going to look after myself. My dear brother and sister, my dear sister and women, you can also do it. Let's not just sit down. This is what I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much, IDYM, for giving me this opportunity to be sharing with speakers like you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your such a wonderful words. And you have spoken very well that decision making is a very important and change of our thinking. It should be in our life, and we have to adopt many suitable examples which are very important in our gender equality, for our gender equality. So coming to next, I would like to call next speaker, and it's my humble request to all, please take only 4 to 5 minutes because we have many speakers and it's we are already running off time. So I would like to call our fifth speaker. She is a Vanessa Jacqueline. She is from Singapore. Stage is all yours, ma'am. Kindly over to you. Vanessa, ma'am, are you there?
Ma'am, kindly call Professor Ravindra, sir.
Okay, now coming to next, I would like to call our next speaker. He is a Professor Ravinder Rana. He is from South.
We must remember the fact that India considered to be one of the civilized countries in the world, and where most of the civilization that we think that it's emerged from India. But country like India, where the population of women is much lower than the men, and it's quite obvious that for every 1,000 men living in Indian subcontinent, there could be about 920 women are living. So there is a serious disparity that persists among the women and men in India. Although we pray to Lord Durga, Lord Saraswati, Lord different goddesses, but still the differences among ourselves within the Indian society persist a lot. If we look at the number of acts that we have within India itself, we got more than 33 acts that related to women and children.
Might be sir is still facing some network issue. Dr. Madhvi Borse, ma'am, kindly proceed.
Sure, ma'am. No problem. It's normal. It happens when we are in technical terms. So, Tracy,
why do we need to have that from our side? So these are some of the issues. Look at the population generally. That hello, can you able to hear me?
Yes, Ravinder sir. Actually,
I think
we're glitching. Means we can't hear you. Please, yes.
So I was telling that if we look at even the participation of women in the national politics and political power, And a country like Rwanda, for example, it has got more than 60% of the women. They are in the parliament, and so meaning that if you look at the population of India, for example, we have about 545 members that are sitting in the parliament. And in that parliament, how many people are women? Actually, if you look at the figures, we got less than 15% of the women that are sitting as parliamentary members. How many ministers are there? Except Nirmala Sitharaman, there nobody is holding the top cabinet ranking portfolios. So we do have 15% of the women, they are parliamentary members in India, whereas country like Rwanda, which is ranking number 1 in the whole world, 61% of the parliamentary members are women. Now, if we look at our neighboring country, Nepal has got more than 33% women there, whereas China has got 24%, Mexico has got 50%, United Arab Emirates, for example, we think that United Arab Emirates is an Islamic country where the women are completely, not taking part in the overall economic activities. But in United Arab Emirates, ladies and gentlemen, they got probably more than 47, 48% of the women are sitting in the parliament. Now, we do have these politicians at the MLA level, at the MP level, at the Sarpanch level, at Mandal level, district level. But in fact, the women are there only for namesake. The women are there only for formality's sake. They are not really empowered. The men who are sitting are probably the spouses. They are the one who is controlling everything. Even when Rabri Devi was the chief minister of Bihar state of India, and Lalu Prasad Yadav is the one who is ruling the state, even while he was not the chief minister, while his wife was the chief minister. So these are the kind of dynamics that we need to unpack. And the women and men, they are considered as the two sides of the same coin. If we take a 5 rupees coin, if the head and the tail, so if head is the man and the tail is the women, or head is women or tail is the men. So that is the kind of approach. And if one side of the coin, it is not going to be valid. So we need to support each other. We need to try to empower each other. God created men and women to support each other, to live like a water and the milk, so that if you put the water and milk together, you cannot separate them. And whereas nowadays in the society, women and men, they are living like oil and water. You can easily see the water at the level of oil also. So we need to live in harmony, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to support each other. We should love and care and try to do the best what we can do. It is not about the papers. We think that God is Saraswati and God is Durga, but in reality, how best we are treating our own fellow sisters and our fellow mothers and our fellow colleagues where we are working, our fellow classmates, and that we need to question ourselves. So with these few words from my side, in the interest of time, I'd like to state that there's a long way that we need to travel in order to address the issues of the gender equality. That particularly India is the only country in the world. We are sitting with the 143rd position out of 183 countries that are listed among the women parliamentarians. Papua New Guinea, for example, where I was working probably more than a decade ago, if you look at that, no women, not even a single women parliamentary member is there in the Papua New Guinea parliament. I mean, that is absolutely a sad story. And of course, so with this few remarks from my side, I would like to request respect the time and also respect the fellow colleagues. And thank you one and all. Thank you, Raviji, for the opportunity and all other colleagues. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Miriam, sir. Yeah. Yes, Fatma, please.
Yes, ma'am. Kindly proceed.
Yeah. Thanks, Miriam, sir. Perfectly explained and highly informative. Very well you said, because the topic is gender equality, not women empowerment. And here we have to show the equality with both and empower each other. Because when it comes that throwing women into the kitchen wherever, the second part also comes that man is working and all the 6 others are eating at home. So that is again a domination, a great, I think that's not an equal part where we are supporting each other. So here we need to support each other in both ways. We need to empower each other in every way. So, okay, so from this note, I will proceed. And I would like to invite Ambassador Tracy Fletcher from Nigeria. Respected Excellency, are you there with us? Okay. Till that, I would like to invite our next Excellency Poonam Gothi ma'am from India. Poonam ma'am, kindly unmute yourself. Yes, please. Over to you, respected ma'am. Ma'am, we can't hear you. Poonam ma'am, we can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am. Now I am.
Yeah, now it's perfectly audible, ma'am. Yes,
Okay, ma'am.
please.
Yes. Myself, Poonam Gothi. I am principal in Chitragroup of Institute, which is situated in Kanpur. Can I share my screen?
Sure, ma'am. Till that, I would like to once again thanks to our chief guest and special guest. They are still connected with us and listening to us. So that's a really wonderful thing. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Can you
please
see
share,
my
ma'am.
screen?
Yeah. No, ma'am,
Okay.
we can't share. We can't see your screen. It's not visible to us, ma'am.
Visual, ma'am?
No, ma'am, it's not visible.
Okay. Just a minute.
Sure, ma'am. Poonam ma'am, till you check out, should I call another excellency, the next speaker?
Now visual, ma'am?
No, ma'am, it's not visible. Please take the help from with the IT team. Yeah. Should I call you later, ma'am?
Okay, not visual.
Yeah, it's not visible, ma'am. No problem, Poonam ma'am. Kindly take the help from our IT team and I'll get back to you later, okay? Till that, let me call you our next speaker. Yeah, it's visible and now it's visible.
I think now visual.
Yes, visible, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Please proceed,
Okay.
ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, the today topic is gender equality. Are you audible?
Yes, ma'am. Perfectly.
Okay, gender equality means equal rights for both men and women. That is, both genders should get equal responsibility in all the fields. Both men and women are important part of our society. We have been seeing that since ancient times, men and women are considered as important part of society. If we do not give them equal rights, then one side of us will become frustrated, due to which we will not be able to awaken the feeling of social peace in us. Empowerment is such a topic which has been proved by women since ancient times, and people of that time have also accepted it. Whether we talk about Sati and Surya, talk about Gargi, Gandhari, Kunti, Draupadi, and about Kekai, they were not less than men in any form. Even in that era, women had equal rights, even if we could see it in the form of Sayamara and could also see in the war. When the era changed, the uncivilized society came. In that society, the work which was related to the home was given to the women, and the work which needed physical strength and the work which was to be done outside the house, the men kept it for themselves. The reasons for this may be she was considered weak, and they considered that she would not be able to face all these situations. When the Vedic era started, the queens had the right to attend the Rajya Sabha and their miserable condition decreased and they got the right of receiving education. If we talk about outside India, even their women had a high status, and in this, the biggest example is that of Florence Nightingale, who wanted to become a nurse, but due to the dignity of the family, she was sent away from home by not giving her valid right. But keeping in mind about human welfare, she kept her desire awake and she became nurse and presented herself as an example of women empowerment. We can't forget Mother Teresa either. Looking at the Indian perspective during the British rule, Rani Rathibai set herself as an example of strong women empowerment in the male dominated society where in today's time giving any rights to a woman is considered as giving her power and has a sense of palindromy, giving any right to women in like doing her favor, and they believes that women are not able for this. Refusing this concept, Mrs. Indira Gandhi presented herself as a successful prime minister and likewise other women proved themselves in other fields, be it education, justice field, administrative field, sports field, traveling to space, or it is the field of acting. Women have set an example in all these fields. But the male dominated society does not believe in women empowerment. There are only a few women who are able to fulfill their dreams. Women, which is 50% of the population of our country, still do not have equal rights to education. If we take about other sector also, there is no name of women working in agriculture. Even today in our society, daughters are considered as burden. They are also discriminated against in their diet. They are denied education. However, an educated girl can educate an entire family. Nature has also Nature has also created an equal environment for all. The sunrise for all, the same wind blows for all, and we are also the elements of the nature. So how can we give more rights to one and less to the other? These are the problems which I have presented in a small form. We have to see the solutions too. The government has made many schemes like Women Component Plan under 9 5 years plan, Mahila Plus Balika Samriddhi Yojana, National Program for Education Girls and Elementary Level, Ladli Lakshmi Yojana, Apni Beti Apna Dhan. Apart from this, we should not use such word in the society which discriminates the male and female. From school education itself use those words which are same for both. In the field of sports, we should give the importance to player rather than giving importance to the gender. The way we are giving equal rights to girl in the army. In the same way, we should give equal rights to them in the fields of sports also, just as it has been said that a healthy mind develops in a healthy body. In the same way, healthy society is formed by the spirit of uniformity. Now, क्या मैं अपनी पोयम बोल सकती, कविता बोल सकती मैम? मैम, माँ मुझे अपने आंचल की छांव में आ जाने दो, अपनी गुड़िया मुझे कहलाने दो, अपना अंश मुझे बन जाने दो, माँ मुझे अपने आंचल की छांव में आ जाने दो, अपने सपनों को मुझ में बस जाने दो, माँ दादी को यह बताने दो पापा को भी समझाने दो, माँ मुझे अपने आंचल की छांव में आ जाने दो, तेरे वंश का नाम करूंगी, यह सपना सच हो जाने दो, माँ मुझे अपने आंचल की छांव में आ जाने दो। Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Well said, ma'am. Nature never discriminates, and why we should do that. So perfectly, you have given your great insights upon it. Now, I would like to call Professor Lilche to call our next Excellency, Dr. Pooja Dikshit, ma'am. Over to you, respected ma'am. Kindly unmute yourself, Dr. Pooja Dikshit, ma'am. Kindly unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, Dr. Madhvi, for the warm introduction. And it's an honor to share my thoughts on this IDYM platform. Thank you, Ravi sir, for giving us this wonderful platform, an excellent example for collaborative learning, where educators from different parts of the world are sharing their knowledge. And today's topic is very close to me, as I have a specialization in gender studies. So today I would like to throw a light on how masculinity and femininity came into existence. Before I my turn come, I was listening to all the speakers. They have talked about how gender equality can be maintained. So today, I thought that how it has come up. We need to know that. Was it it's there in the earlier time? No, it was not. So this is what I am going to explain here. Now, talking about gender, gender is everywhere. Gender is a socially constructed word, and there's a difference between gender and sex. Sex is a biological word, the difference between the biological organs between men and women, and the gender is the socially which we have constructed, the people, the human being have constructed. So today we need to understand that why and when did men and women came to be viewed as essentially different beings. How do family originated? Being from a sociology background, this is my responsibility that I need to explain this on this big platform, that how all what was the scenario. So early man, if you remember, the early human society was an egalitarian society. All were equal. It exists only the functional division of labor. Men hunted, provided the raw material for the food, and made tools necessary to carry out the task. We know about the different stages of our development or evolution. So talking about in that term, we need to remember that both men and women used to go out for work. It was not the men only. So here comes that how the division was being done. Talking about that, there are two things which have come up slowly and slowly when the men and the women were going out for all the kinds of work. Women, and we need to mention that men hunted for the sake of the survival. The women were at the center of the communist household. Sexual relationship within the household were very free. It was a very prosperous relationship. No marriage because people were living in a group. They were living in a tribal kind of setup. They were not knowing anything. And there was a concept of visiting husband. As our guest, Dr. Muhammad sir has mentioned that we have a matriarchal society. So in that matriarchal society, the women are given the more power. In the northeast, if you go to India, if you find that northeastern part, the women are given the more priority. So similarly, during the ancient time, there was no division of that such. She alone knows who he has to choose. Men were merely a visitors who could be asked to leave when women didn't want them. Change came when human settlement started up. When we started moving into the industrial society, early men led a nomadic life. Change came when human settlement started. They learned to grow crops, they rear animals, and they make tools and sell their goods. Once their goods started selling, the communist nature of society changed. And there the fight came. Fight between the fight between group become common. They fought for resources. Winner carried out the loser to work as slave for them. This was the first great division of society. And if you remember, the society was divided into two classes. The classes, in terms of the industrial thing, was have and have not. But the relationship between men and women has also changed. So there comes the two things, the production and the reproduction. These were the two classes which have emerged after this. Now, talking about the production, it was in the hand of the men. Men become more valued. As I just mentioned that there was no more power given to men earlier. But after this, when this industrial revolution came up, this kind of setup, this kind of division came. Now the household was the full responsibility of the women. Women were, she had wielded authority over men, devalued, women become domestic slave. And thus production created a new institution that is a private property. Now men who produces more and more wish to keep all of it for themselves. Here the private property now includes not only land, animal, and slave, but also women. Men wanted to own women to get control over it, over the children, to pass their wealth to next generation. Even if in today's matriarchal society, the man is not given that importance. There in the, if you go to southern part of India also, the matriarchy society is very well prevalent. Now talking about this patriarchy, how patriarchy have come up. So in this case, women have become a single man property and lose control over her children. Previously, the children was inherited through mother, but not through father. Men, his house and property assume importance. Men become valuable and group leader. And this is how patriarchy came into existence. In the word of renowned sociologist Angels characterize the transformation of women into property and the disappearance of mother right as what historical defeat of a female sex have been seen during those times. Now women has become property of men, and now they were bound to a single man, and this is how the form of monogamous marriage came up. Earlier it was a polygamous, it was a polyandrous set of marriage became the norm. She has to be loyal to her husband, as man has an economic power and sexual authority. So men could have several mistresses and wives. Although, according to Edward Engels, who was a comrade, an emergence of patriarchy led to the devaluing of male role and function, which led to sexual hypocrisy in the marriage and chauvinistic sexual ethic in the society. Now, female live in the trap within the area of the reproduction, and they were restricted within the four walls of the house, which we have mentioned that the women are restricted to the four walls of the house. Now, patriarchy, as the word indicates, a system where the father or the head of the family is male. They control over his family, over the members, and this creates a belief that men have unlimited power over women. So the purpose of sharing this knowledge about the history, that we should understand that as such it was not so. It is what we have created. We have socially constructed that this work is for the men, this work is for women. The women will wear, or the girl will wear the pink color, the men can't cry. So these are just gender stereotypes which we have created on our own basis. So if there's a need to understand, we're talking about that the women role was reproductive and the man role was productive, has created a situation where the man came to be recognized as a person contribution to the household survival. So here comes economic authority of the men. Now, even though child rearing are very important for the survival and the continuation of a society, these roles were always sidelined. This was not given any priority. This is done by giving women labor in these tasks very minimal social and economic value. Beside a reproductive work, women also runs the household. Tasks such as cooking, cleaning, shopping, care of the sick, and the guest care involve a great deal of physical and mental labor. Just because labor is unpaid and invisible, it is not socially recognized. Now, here the feminists argue that this distinction between the work has to be between the work as a productive and non-productive must cease to exist. Women continuation, paid, unpaid, must be recognized as work. These are the terms which we need to specify. The feminist slogan, as we talk about feminism, they talk that all men and women are equal. On all the women work as workers should be clearly mentioned. There should be no distinction. Clear indication as the need of the hour is that we need to recognize, we need to respect the household work as important as the other work. Gender division of labor has been characteristic of all the society. Women take an active part in the activities outside the home also. But we do not see women projected as a performing those roles. This is very sad to listen. More often, you get to see women show as a homemaker, nurse, school teacher, because they are very soft things. So this is not done. As we have number of examples, as Muhammad sir has also mentioned that how army women have commanded this is how the change are coming up. So that this change is the need of power. And I think it is in the gender equality begins in the mind. When we started believing in that this is not so, everything begins from the mind. It is an individual perception of treating other person at par with himself or herself. It does not happen in one day. It is more of a practice that you do every day. Achieving gender equality requires the engagement of both the sexes, not only one, men and women, girls and boys. It is everyone's responsibility, and we need to focus. We need to have this kind of attitude that we should, if we see around our this kind of gender inequality, we need to control that. We need to speak about it, and I think then this kind of equal society, or we can have that. We don't want to see that one is losing and one is winning. We want everybody, the boy and the girl and the women, to be at par. So this was from my side. Thank you so much. If I have a Madhvi, can I share one video? It's a wonderful video I want to share.
Yeah, please, ma'am. Can you make it, sir?
आज क्या लड़कियों जैसा रो रहा है?
Oh my God, it's a girl. Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm a girl. And yes, I am a boy. और हाँ, कभी कभी आप सबके लिए ये मानना काफी डिफिकल्ट होता है कि मुझे भी रोना आता है, कि कार्स मुझे भी अच्छी लग सकती है, और पिंक हम दोनों का फेवरेट कलर हो सकता है. Chill ma, it's just a color. And you know, we can both love sports. चाहे जितनी भी बार गिरे. घर का काम मैं भी सीख सकता हूँ. सिर्फ मैं नहीं. कभी ये भी मानना बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है कि हम दोनों सेम ड्रीम देख सकते हैं. हवा में ऊंचा उड़ने का ड्रीम, या जमीन पर ठुमकने का ड्रीम, सुपर हीरो बनने का ड्रीम, स्टाइल से जीने का ड्रीम. ड्रीम तो ड्रीम होता है ना. हम एक दूसरे से जीत सकते हैं, हम एक दूसरे से हार सकते हैं. But माँ, Pa, we are not here to win or lose. We are here to live as an equal generation. So when you're making the rules, please same rules बनाना. हम दोनों के लिए. And raise us not the way you were raised, but the way we were born. Equal.
Deepest thanks, ma'am. Really insightful and incredible video and the information which you have shared with us. No matter where are you, and inspire and empower the men and women around you. Success is never reached alone, and wisdom and wealth and sweeter share. So, absolutely, pink, blue doesn't matter at all. And this is something I think gender equality begins from us only, that what we think, because Jhansi Ki Rani, she's a great example of us, that it's been a very late time. And that time there was no kind of, means nobody was even getting agree. But yeah, she did it. So this is all within us, that if we want, we can do anything. So it should start from us. So let's do it. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Very nicely. You all are really enlightening us in a very wonderful way. But I still request all of you, because we are running sort of time. So please go with 3 to 4 minutes so we can listen to all of our excellency, because they all have a wonderful and unique thoughts to share. So now we have another our amazing wonderful excellency with us, Angshri Banerjee ma'am from India. Respected ma'am, over to you. We would love to hear you.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, everyone. I'm Angshamitra Banerjee from India. So today's topic is about gender equality. So every citizen has the right to live his or her life according to their own wish without any discrimination. It can be achieved when all individuals are considered equally, irrespective of caste, religion, language, color, profession, status, and sex. The most prominent discrimination in our society is observed is the gender inequality. Even in many developed countries, we can see that several examples of gender bias is there. And this needed to be addressed very soon. Gender equality refers to equal rights, responsibilities, and opportunities for women, men, transgender, or any other. Worldwide, women's fundamental rights continues to be valid, and the discrimination in access of education, work, social protection, inheritance, economic assets, production, resources, productivity, then participation is, and even in decision making, the society need to think about the gender, especially the woman. Persistent difference and disparities between men and women have negative implementation in our society as a whole. Many gender disparities emerge in the early childhood itself. As they move into the adolescence age, what happens? These gender disparities gets more widened enough. Globally, nearly 50 million of girls under the age of 18 are married every year. And what happens? They get lack of education, and which results them with the limited of skills and job and other organization where they go and they are not put in the reputed post itself. So how can we have this gender equality and how can we achieve that? First, it is the education. Second, we can say equality in society, which starts from home and that continues to school. And I must say that I am being blessed to be in a family, to be with the parents who have given me such a beautiful life. Equal rights should be there in economy and even in public welfare. I just wanted to say that being an Indian, our Indian government are doing few miracle work. Like the Indian government has taken various steps to promote gender equality. They have launched various women empowerment schemes such as Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme, Women Helpline Scheme, National Mission for Empowerment of Women, etc. Now, let us unite to bring this gender equality in this world along. So lastly, I would like to thank IDYM Foundation and Mr. Ravi for giving me such opportunity and wonderful opportunity for bringing this awareness platform of gender equality. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Such a great insights by you. Perfectly said and explained. Now, you can, you should, and if you are brave enough to start your work. With this note, it's a privilege to invite our next magnificent speaker from Singapore, Vanessa Jacqueline de Cruz, ma'am. Over to you, Honorable ma'am. Vanessa, ma'am. Yep, kindly unmute yourself.
Okay, hello, a very good evening to all of you, and I've been listening to some of the speeches, and I would say that it is very insightful to know about how gender equality has affected us. For me, I've been speaking about gender equality for some time, and for this platform, I'll be looking at three aspects. One is the business aspect, the education aspect, and the home aspect. First of all, let me look at the business case for gender equality. This title tells you the importance of having gender equality in the workforce. Most of you know what it is, giving both sexes a chance in moving up the corporate ladder and having no sex discrimination in the workplace. We look at why there are still less women leaders in the business world, even though its number is increasing. Men still outnumbers women as business leaders. Well, this phenomenon is not due to the advantages that men has in the business world. It is because of the protectionist measures, the masculine culture that brings about this phenomenon. And these measures need to be eradicated and mindsets need to be changed to allow women in the business world to grow, to become the leaders of their own. Ladies still need to play catch up, which I sometimes wonder why. Because there are structures now in the business world whereby both sexes are able to climb the ladder equally. But sometimes there are hidden factors that prevent women from climbing up the ladder because the way they are seen as leaders, some men judge them. They think they cannot make objective decisions. Their decisions are subjective. Some are subjected to sexual harassment, which needs to be corrected. There must be laws in place to erase sexual harassment in the workplace so that women have the confidence to become the business leader that they want to be in their own workplace. There must be no obstacles that would prevent them from climbing up the ladder. And this really has to be looked into because the number of sexual harassment cases can be quite alarming at times. And sometimes women do not even want to report about it because they are afraid that it will affect their promotion. And this shouldn't be the case at all. Some women leaders in the business world that I've talked to has told me amazing stories about how they've risen up the ladder. However, sometimes when they invite their male counterparts to take part in their needy activities, the men do not even want to join in the activities because they feel that it is a woman's place, but not a man's place. Now, this mindset has to kind of somehow have to be changed because in the business world, work is work, but there's also the social part where if both men and women can join the same kind of activities together, they can form a great bond and they can understand one another. Because if men do not want to join women's activities, how are men going to understand the way a woman thinks? And vice versa, because to work together in the business world, men and women need to know their brains. We need to know each other's brains. Psychologically, men think a bit differently from women. That is human nature. So we need to understand each other's brain so that we can work together and help each other grow in the business world and give each other confidence to become business leaders. So guys out there, please start being sociable. Do not be afraid of women these days, because women will one day take over you and they are the world leaders. You got to get used to it. Okay, right? And for business women to grow, they must have also a business mindset. They must have a leadership mindset. And this starts from the home when they are born. Because when we are born, sometimes we are placed in different positions. So, boys are trained to be the breadwinner, and ladies, the girls are trained to be the supporting role. Well, this all needs to be changed. Both boys and girls need to be given the mindset that they can achieve whatever they want to do in life, and they must be given equal opportunities to grow. There shouldn't be any diversity in their gender roles when they are born. And according to some surveys that I wrote, women become business leaders because their parents encourage them to be a leader in their own home, to start studying to become a business leader. And that is where I'm going to talk about how education plays a part in gender equality. In schools, both girls and boys need to be given equal education. There must not be any subjects that will differentiate between a boy and girl. For example, home economics. In schools nowadays, girls are mostly taught home economics, how to sew, how to cook, how to be a housewife. But boys, they are thrown into the technical side, how to make furniture, how to be a leader in the business world. Well, there must be cross division in studies when this comes into play. That means boys also must be taught home economics and girls must be taught the technical part and the business part of education, so that both will start knowing how to live in society. They will have a wholesome education, not a one-sided education. Parents in certain countries must also give encouragement to girls to go to school and studies. They cannot tell their daughters that, hey, never mind, do not go and study. You can find a husband and the husband will support you. So education is not a priority for you. It's a priority for the boys. This cannot be done. Girls and boys need to be encouraged to study, to grow, to become who they want to be in life. And girls must not have that supporting mindset that they will be housewives, they will be the supporting role. And boys must not always have the mindset that they are the leaders of the house. They are the one that must bring in the money. Actually, both husband and wife, when they get married, both can bring in the money together. But unfortunately, sometimes the supporting role of a woman is drummed into their brains, and they cannot get rid of this mindset. For example, when a husband and wife works and the wife decides to be the breadwinner, and the husband just decides to support the child. In the long run, there have been studies that the wife somehow loses interest in the job because somehow she still sees herself as a supporting role in a family, and she wants her husband to be the leader in the family. So if the wife takes too long to earn the family bread and the husband does not do anything, the wife somehow gets agitated. So now the question is, can there be gender equality in the home? Well, this actually plays a role whereby both men and women need to understand one another. Both must have supporting roles one another. Both must understand each other. When they look after the children, both must have equal time in looking after the children. Not one have more, one have less. And also when it comes to the activities of looking after the home, one must not just be washing the dishes and the other one playing with the kids. Both must do things together. That is where gender equality comes. But the question is this really happening? Yes, we may see that we may see that these things are happening in the house. In society gives a very nice picture that men and women will share the activity together. But if you break down into some basic facts, look at the small integrity of things that have been done in a home, especially when you look at time. You see a time difference in the activities. Women tend to spend more time washing dishes, and women spend more time in washing dishes, and men tend to be more time repairing a light bulb or trying to do some nice carpentry and furniture work. Even when looking after a child, the mother actually spends more time in looking after the child than the father. So, in a nutshell, gender equality is happening in the world. I do not deny it, but a lot of work still needs to be done. Mindsets need to be changed. I believe that the future is bright, but total equilibrium of gender equality may be a very long way to achieve. We can achieve around 90% of gender equality, but not 100% yet. But let's all have the hope that this percentage will start increasing. So that is my take on gender equality, and let us all have that mindset to make gender equality something that we can pursue in society. We can pursue and change people's mindsets about gender equality. Thank you so much. Namaste. Love you all. Bye.
Namaste, ma'am. We all love you too. And incredibly explained. We are eternally grateful for everything you have described. It was so informative. And yeah, it's like a very practically you have given all the instances that how it's happening, how the picturize, like social media is picturizing, but in reality, how things are working. So yeah, we do understand, and absolutely we won't be hopeless for that. But yeah, here we are for inspiring each other, because the world said to her that be invisible, but she heard be invincible. Yeah, from this note, I would like to invite our next dignitary. Before that, all of our excellency, we all respect you a lot, and it's too hard for us to interrupt you in between. So we are running out of time, and we have a lot many speakers. We respect everyone, and we love to hear each and every one of you. So please, let's go with 3 to 4 minutes so we can hear each and every one of you. So now I cordially invite our next dignitary, Honorable Mukshi Wick ma'am from Canada. Over to you, respected ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me here today.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. So, just as an introduction, I'm Mukshi Virk. I'm settled in Canada, but I am Indo-Canadian, so born and brought up in India, and now settled in Canada. So, I'm involved in South Asian community as an events organizer, speaker, mentor, radio and TV host, and the founder director of a not-for-profit organization. It's known as Indo-Canadian Arts and Culture Initiative. So, my passion lies in community service and making a difference in the lives of my fellow citizens. I moved to Canada in 2002. And you know what? This year I completed 20 years in Canada. So when I moved in here, I had similar challenges that any new immigrant come to a new country faces. It was very hard to get settled in a new country. When I was in India, I did my master's in English. I did my bachelor's in mass communication. I was working as a media manager in a government organization. So it was a very well settled life. But uprooting yourself from one country and moving on to a new country is challenging. But that was a family decision, and we decided to settle down in Canada. While I was here, I noticed that even though we are in Canada and North America is considered as a developed country, but we still face these inequalities. As we were all discussing today, gender equality means men and women have equal power, equal opportunities for financial independence, education, and personal development. But it's far from behind. We are still lacking gender equality. Some of the causes of gender inequality is uneven access to education, lack of employment equity, job segregation, lack of legal protection, lack of autonomy, poor medical care, lack of religious freedom, lack of political representation. So we are facing so many challenges. And as we all know, women only make up to 5% of CEOs and 14% of executive committees of Fortune 500 companies. The gender pay gap, des- despite abundant legislation in industrialized countries to ensure equal pay, the gender pay gap still exists. We all know that. So, what we can do to really achieve gender equality in our lifetime? Maybe talk to women and girls, stop sexual harassment, make education gender sensitive, raise aspiration of girls and their parents, empower mothers, give proper value to women work, get women into power. As we all know, 2020 was the worst year with COVID crisis, presenting a serious challenge to the decades of movement that we were working towards gender equality. Women and girls were particularly impacted. Women have to face steep losses, and many have to serve on the front lines in this crisis time. They have been slower to return to work than men and continue to face challenges. Women not only are the hardest hit by the pandemic, they are also the backbone of recovery in most of the countries. Putting women and girls at the center of economies will fundamentally drive better and more sustainable development outcomes for all and support a rapid recovery. There has been progress over the decades. More girls are going to school, fewer girls are forced into early marriage, more women are serving in parliament position of leadership, and laws are being reformed to advance gender equality. What we can do to really promote gender equality in our lives? Share household chores and childcare equally, as my previous speaker was talking about, that sharing would the household chores would be really great. Watch for signs of domestic violence, support mothers and parents, reject any racist attitudes, help women gain power, listen and reflect, hire diversity, pay the same salary for equal work. So, gender equality is achieved when women, men, girls, boys have equal rights, conditions, and opportunities, and the power to shape their own lives and contribute to the development of society. So, what we can really do to promote equality? We can identify and prevent unconscious bias, put equality policies in place at workplace, mind our language when we are talking, use objective criteria, be proactive, get advice if needed, watch out for indirect discrimination, Personally, I'm a strong believer of women empowerment, and we've worked with several other community organizations in Canada and in India. I've always said that being a woman is difficult, where we have to go through different ups and downs in life. We have to wear multiple hats. You know what? We need a whole lot of confidence to really go out in this world, take care of everyone around us. And most importantly, we still have to try to find out a space and time in our minds to take care of ourselves. So, whenever you get a chance, please help our women in any way possible to make their lives easier. Even the simple way of just saying, maybe I can help you. Our organization has been working very hard to support women empowerment programs. We've been organizing International Women's Day every year for last 8 years, and the purpose is always to support women, especially new immigrants, women who are looking to start a small business. They're looking to be self-employed. Our organization has been helping them to support them and successfully run their own businesses. It's great to be a part of this event today, this conference today. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Mr. Ravi Shankar, for organizing such a great event. It's always a pleasure talking about gender equality because we all need to work together to make it possible. Thank you.
It's an immense pleasure to listen to you, ma'am. You're so motivational and giving all the opportunities and in real life that you are supporting. It's really amazing. Congratulations the way you are doing and keep it up. Our uh, chief guest is also giving you thumbs up at the best flag from a side that yeah you should do it, and I could see everyone's smile that how they are really supporting you in the lab. So thank you so much, ma'am. Do we have Marine Mia, Professor Marine Mia with us? No. Uje ma'am, are you there with us? Uje ma'am? Okay. Nahid Raza. Okay, we have. Okay, so future is about creating value. If we have tools empower each other, more possibilities reality. So now I would like to humbly invite Nahid Raza. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah, perfectly.
Great. Very reverend chief guest, Major Muhammad Shah sir, and all respected and participants. We have heard about Madam Curie, Helen Keller. Massive action they represented. SpaceX CEO Sarah Blakely says and states, brain, money, experience, no. Massive action will work. So change will come within. Right? So women will have to empower women. Learn, pair, and share. Do not compete, collaborate. Discover your potential, develop it, and share to the world. Sapiens has been penned by Yuval Noah Harari. He categorizes humankind sequence of events in cognitive revolution, agricultural revolution, unification of mankind, and scientific revolution. So this revolution belongs to women and only women because automation is involved, artificial intelligence is involved, and work is coming home. So my submission to all women is to tell their successful stories, stand up for women, share opportunities, encourage other women, build your network. So next point comes in. How can we develop? As ma'am stated that only 4% CEOs are there, right? Women are already manager. They are maintaining a status quo. This status quo can be dismantled and they can come to leadership through their education. How? Because they are in the kitchen, They are managing kitchen. They are in authority. They can dictate their authorities very well because they are already manager. They are managing everything. Men are dependent upon her, right? Pareto's principle can be applied. Parkinson's law can be applied, and do list can be applied. They can change the world. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Very nicely you have explained each and every point. Okay, now I would like to invite our next speaker, Rachna ma'am. Rachna ma'am, are you there with us? Well, it's my always pleasure to invite you. So over to you, respected ma'am. We were really so eager and curious to hear you. Please.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was really an honor listening to all the other delegates. And Dr. Madhvi, it's always pleasure listening to you with your that amazing smile. So whichever topic we talk about, your smile always brightens up the topic always. So on that note, I would like to start without wasting much time. Good evening, good afternoon, and amazing delegations about a wonderful topic which is very close to my heart, gender equality. As our chief guest, sir, had already spoken about it very rightly. And I too believe that quoting from the lines of Dr. Pooja Dikshit ma'am, Pooja Dikshit ma'am has very rightly said about the two terms, the biological term and the social term. So we are really talking about a social issue right now. It's not a biological issue, and neither are we talking about the woman empowerment right now. We are talking about something which is a social problem, which was created somewhere between us. And I feel it had started the basic from our house level. That is the grassroots level. And this has been prioritizing again and again towards from the history till date. We see, being an educator myself, I have seen and counseled many parents together for the past 26 years. I've been doing that and have seen that this gender equality topic would never have been a crisis if in our home we would have treated our sons and daughters equally. We ourselves have made this division. Just because a son can take over the name of the family to a next level, and as a result, we give more priority to the son rather than the daughter. This really had actually given me little disturbing sensation. Whenever I'm there in the society also, I keep on counsel them, but it's very difficult. We know that. I really want to talk from my heart. I'm not taking any other representations or projections, because already I've seen so many other eminent scholars have already talked about it from the technical point of view. I just want to speak from my heart and from my experience and the kind of work I have been doing in my society, as well as with my parents when I'm talking with the students. I just want them to realize. So to bring this very, very soft issue and making them realize, I just take some pictures. I make a small album showing them these parents who always try to give importance to their son. I just make a small picture book showing that this ladies in the topmost level where they have reached, there are many eminent ladies who have done amazing. Like we know some of them, everyone knows Sudha Balakrishnan, the Chief Financial Officer of Reserve Bank of India, who is also a lady and has been doing amazing work. Then we have Nirja Sethi, the Vice President of Sentinel. And there were many more such people who has done and brought a change all around, making a synopsis, taking their cover pictures and showing it to the mothers, showing it to the fathers, that just see how does this ladies look in their fields. Then suddenly somehow I have seen many a times that these parents change. They understand that yes, these parents these parents are also needed to be getting more importance.
Kindly unmute yourself, ma'am.
Oh, sorry.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
now it's okay. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So by making them aware, suddenly they got aware that what I intended to tell them, that they were giving more importance to their son. They were spending more time with their son, whereas the daughter was left out in the house. And the daughter was my student also. The son, I'm not against any son. Please forgive me if any male member is hurt by my delegation. But I just wanted to say that the parents from that basic level, they always start giving more priority to the male member of the house, their sons. That was what was disturbing me. So I wanted these parents, whoever comes like that, I just show them the pictures of these ladies who did so well and they are in established position. So why do we overlook the achievements of our girls at home? We need to give them also time. Why all the money in the bank is only kept for the son? They go to the best classes, they go to the best schools, whereas the daughters are just adjustable. They are also getting education, but in the government schools and somehow which is just going on, and they are educated. So why not give that same importance, that gender equality, when we know that is a prime factor where women together, if they're given importance, they can come up to that level. When the topic equality is coming, we need to see this basic things. We need to see that the real right and importance are given, the starting from the household chores. If a mother goes to work and comes back home, the mother is supposed to do all the household work and then sit down. But if a father goes to work and comes back home, he is not supposed to do any work. He is only supposed to sit down, switch on the television, take a newspaper in hand, and wait out for the cup of coffee to be coming in a minute. Still, till date, this is there. Why don't we teach the sons of our house that you should to get up, make your own coffee, sit down with it like your mother, like your sister? So then if we can do that, if every mother, if every parent can teach their son, their daughters, that they are all equal, then gender equality will surely come around. It will never be late to bring around that change which we all expect. Talking about technical things, there are a lot of other things which we can go on, and there are a lot of deliberations. We have seen that even right now, to come up to that position, whether it's a high ranking officer in the army or the navy or in other important posts, why don't we consider a woman? Why are the women considered to be feeble, to be weak, not to give them that highest post? So we need to really think, we need to really ponder that when we are talking about gender equality, it is not talking about women empowerment, it is talking about gender equality. So when we are talking about equality, why do we step back when decisions has to be taken? Like I remember when I went forward to ask for loan in the bank officer told me that please come with your husband. Why? Why should I come with my husband? I came up for my business. You talk with me directly. Why do you need my husband? So that is where we are not aware of the gender equality. If we need gender equality, we need to do it.
Sorry to interrupt. But
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Was the banker a lady?
No.
That's okay.
So that is why I was just pointing that point here.
On the lighter side.
Yes, I got it, sir. So yeah, that point also I'll be coming up, that we need to support each other. That is also very important. I just wanted to put out this example. I just really felt like smiling away looking at that bank officer, that he needed my husband behind me, whereas I don't think I need my husband always Of course, that is a different, I love him, my respect for him, that is different thing. But when I want to put up my business, my school, my startup, why do I need to bring him and support me? And why does the bank officer wants to know who is my husband and what is my background? Of course, that is not equality at all. You still believe and still rely that the gents, if they are there, they will be the tougher, support. Similarly, I have seen many of my friends who have joined the Navy. They were talking about it because just now Muhammad Ali Shah, our chief guest, had said. So I would like to bring to Sir's notice also that even in the topmost positions, my friends have been struggling. I don't want to mention names here, sir, so please don't insist me the names. So they have been struggling to come up to that ranking officer. They have proved time and again that they are the best. And so I was very happy when you said that the lady officer was leading the army. So that was really very nice. But whenever I talk with my friends and with my other army man and the Navy people, Navy women, they are always having a different angle that the higher posts, they always have a thought. They need to delegate, they need to meet, they need to discuss to give the woman that position. So that is where I would love to end putting a big question mark to everyone, that we all need to come up with ideas that why, even till this date, when we are progressing again and again, when we are moving higher, when we are taking the world to that pinnacle, to the next level, how can we think that the women are feeble, the women are weak, the woman still needs one step below the men? So we really need to open up our mind, open up our brain, and give it a second thought. And then we can come up with that idea of gender equality. Gender equality will never be too late, and never mix it up with women empowerment. Women are already empowered. Women do not need to be empowered. But yes, when we speak about equality, it is a request to everyone that please implement that equality from your home. Ask your sons to do their own works on their own, not to rely on their sister or their mother to do it, and sitting and ordering at home. So this will inculcate the small habits in them, which will make them respect the woman to the next level. So on that note, I would like to thank everyone and end my deliberations here. I hope I've not hurt anyone's feelings, but yes, I wanted to take up this issue of gender equality, which is very close to my heart in spite of going to any other technical issues. So I hope, Muhammad Ali Shah, I have not said anything wrong to hurt you, but yes, we need to work together and bring out this.
I loved what you spoke here. You didn't hurt me at all. In fact,
thank you, sir. Thank you.
It was a joke that you were saying, why should I go with my husband? That's why I asked you. Was it a lady who was there at the bank?
No, gents. It was a gents. It was a very laughing. It was a humorous experience for me too. I too had a conversation with him, long time conversation, and I too explained him. Then later on, he had no other question. He just said only husband, only husband. So he had no other way, nothing to say to me. Only come back with your husband. Come back with your husband. So I never went back. And I never did start my own business also. I'm still now working as very nicely as a professor, and I enjoy giving lectures. So that's what I do till date. I never went back to that bank, and neither did I think of going back to any other managers asking for loan who just depends on husband rather than on wife. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hello, Dr. Rachana. Thank you so much. I'm back, and I want to thank the person that stood in for me. I had a network problem. It's always a pleasure listening to you. Like we should not stop. Thank you so much for giving us a treat, and I agree with you on both men and female. We must train them. So we will get to you later so you can give us more food to eat. Let's call Dr. Saravana. Dr. Saravana, are you here, please?
No, ma'am. Ma'am is not there. And yes,
Dr. Saravana is not there.
No, Uche, ma'am. Uche, ma'am, ma'am is not there. Ma'am is not there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So shall we call the next person?
Yeah, and I think Dr. Dalia Naventram, I think, are you there?
Doctor, yes,
we
I'm
have
there.
only one speaker left, ma'am. Only we have one speaker left who is with us, Mohammed Zubair sir. But before that, ma'am, I want to say to Rashna ma'am as well, ma'am, you speak so passionately and eloquently. You have earned every bit of it. Wonderfully explained on this gender equality. And absolutely, when it comes to our mythology also. So I believe when we talk about Mahakali, so always Shivji used to say that you go, if you require me, I'll be there. And Mahakali used to say that you go and I'll be there if you require me. So that is something which you have given the example. It's that we are not dependent on each other. We are independent. We are support for each other, and we will be there. So be a boss, marry a boss, and build an empire. I think so. That would be a thing. I think, ma'am, you can call Uche ma'am Zubair sir. Zubair sir.
Okay, so are we going to Dr. Dalian from Sri Lanka?
No, he's not there.
Dr. Saravana is not here.
No, ma'am. Only
okay,
Zubair sir is there. Mohammed Zubair sir, are you there?
Sorry?
Only Zubair sir is there, ma'am. Only Zubair sir is there with us.
Okay. Okay, so, she was jumped. Okay, so let's take Dr. Raisa. Thank you. Thank you, please. You have the floor, Dr. Raisa.
Okay, Zubair sir, are you there with us? Okay, Dr. Ashok. No, I think all are done.
Is Mohizuba here from India?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. They are not there, ma'am. Would you like to share on gender equality, ma'am? It's okay, ma'am. Almost everyone is done. I think because of network issue, we have missed bit of it, but no problem. You can speak as a speaker, ma'am. Please.
Okay. So are you saying all those are not here? Dr. Goodbye is not here. Goodbye is not there.
Uche ma'am, I'm saying that all the speakers are done. Kindly speak. You can also speak on gender equality. Kindly share your ideas, ma'am. We'd love to hear
my own idea. My own ideas.
Yes, ma'am.
You want me to share my own idea? Okay, since all the speakers are not there. Oh, why not? Please, can I have time to share? Please let me made a host. I want to share. Please let me share.
You want to share screen?
Yes, please.
I request our IT team, our shining stars, please help ma'am to for that.
Let me share screen briefly, just briefly.
Okay, ma'am, they might be doing it for.
Okay.
Daniel,
okay.
Are you there with us?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am, you're co-host now. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I want to share with us.
It started, ma'am. It started.
Yes, I have shared it. Maybe I should get a better one, a better share. Get a better share because I am a gender activist.
Ma'am, now it's not visible. Ma'am, it's not visible.
Okay. Okay. Are you hearing me now? Are you hearing me now?
Yes, ma'am. Audible and visible. Please continue, ma'am.
Good. Now, I just wanted to, I had thought that after the rest of the participants must have shared, I have listened to a whole lot of people and many people are talking about gender equality. But what we should have is gender equity. Professor Reina, I agreed with him. Professor Reina talked really to my heart. That there are two sides to a coin. When you talk about gender equality, you cannot be equal. The 4-5 fingers are never equal. Even as twins, you can't be equal. And what we should be talking about is gender equity. Now, I am sharing this screen as you see it. It's about equality. See what equality means and what equity means. Equity means having the same opportunity. Having the same opportunity to reach the same height. If you can't stand on your own, you should be given an opportunity to stand on one stand. If you can't stand and reach the height, you put another layer They should be allowed to do that. But equality means you have the same standard and everybody is not getting to the top. So we should be emphasizing gender equity rather than gender equality. Now, having said that, I stop my sharing. I would like to also let us know that gender is a cross-cutting issue, which every ministry in every country, department, unit should undertake, and in order to be able to give people empowerment. And it's not, gender is a role for men and women. And we should concentrate on both men and women. When we concentrate on only men, on only women, then we'll be suffering it eventually. So the empowerment has to go to women, the empowerment has to go to men. When we train both the same way, then they can live equally, they have the same opportunity. Like in my house, what I do when I was raising my children, well, the same opportunity, you have to pick what to do. If you pick to cook that day, to make a stew or soup or whatever, you do it. If you pick to wash car, you do it. If you pick to clean the house, you do it, irrespective of the gender. Because one day, as a male, if you pick to cook soup or stew, your wife will be in the hospital one day, and you cannot take care of her, take care of the children, take care of yourself. So, or you are a female, you have a car, you bought a car, and then the car is dirty, you expect your husband or the male to go, and no, it doesn't happen like that. So both must be educated. The measures, the programs that we need to have this convergence and to ensure that everybody has the benefits and will effectively assess across both men and women, all levels, all sectors, all economic, social, and legal political issues. You go to political aspect of it. You don't expect women to stay the same way the men are staying. To have the same opportunity is what we're asking about. If you ask a woman, oh, pay 100,000 to be a politician, to be apply for governor of a state, she doesn't have it. She can't have it. So the opportunity that we'll be giving to her is an extra layer to write and say, okay, don't pay anything because of your position. Otherwise, we will not get there. So doing so will involve creating awareness. We have to create awareness strategies to question this prevalent patriarchal beliefs. The belief, the patriarchy that only men can get to places, only men has it. No. We have to create this awareness. That is why I want to thank IDYM for creating this opportunity. And we have to bring this to our children, raise them up, both males and females, that this is what you respect your girl child, your brother respects the sister respects the brother, knowing that each person has something to bring to the table. There are two sides of the coin and none can do it alone. So women, formation of women collectives, formation of other groups must also include men, that like we have in IDYM. This is not just a women affair. Women gender is one aspect of it, but we also have the men gender. This way we can improve the capacity of men, capacity of women to assess the benefits that every sector, be it government schemes, being programs, being the law, being policies, in order to assess them and have their empowerment and indicators developed. And all this will be related to survival, making both sexes, particularly the females, concentration will be on the females, but you must give the two the same equal opportunity. That it gives them the visibility, gives them the freedom, gives them the equity. Now, I used to know, because I'm a gender activist, my PhD thesis is on gender. I know there are societies where, like the Papua New Guinea, the women will deliver, yes, but the men stay home to take care of their children. They go out to look for food. They climb trees, palm trees. They come back with food, but the men stay home. It's nothing to them. There's that complementarity between the two. So some patriarchy, if we have imbibed in some places, says, no, women cannot be the weaker sex. If a man can climb the tree, a woman can climb it. These days, women are pilots, women are mechanics, women are leaders, women are everything. And it is because we've given them equal opportunity, not equality. Equality because they cannot bring the same thing to bear. It is not the way the man does it that the woman will do it. No, the woman has her own style that she wants to do it. And the important thing is that they get to the same point. They achieve the same goal. I am also of the view, and I always say this, that women's rights are human rights. If you deny a woman the rights, you're denying the woman the human rights. If you also deny a man the right to do what he should do, it's also a human right. So the two of them must complement themselves. And that is why I hear Professor Rena talk about when God created man, it made them men and women, because we know both are needed. The weakness of the other one is complemented by the strength of the other one. So let's not just emphasize on women. The men must come along. There's also one thing that is important that we should know. People who talk about equality, when equality of women was brought up, it was the feminists. The feminist women started it. And feminists, the idea about feminism is that they don't believe in men. And they say we can do it the way men are doing. You can't. Who said you can? You can't do it the way men are doing. You marry yourself. You don't need a man. You don't need a man because you're a feminist. But you go and take another person's husband to go to bed. But you're a feminist. So it's the feminist movement initially that called attention to equality. It can never be equality. It's equal opportunity, which I've also heard some of us use here. We must give women, we must give men equal opportunity to go to heights where they want to go to, and then achieve whatever they can achieve. Only one gender. Remember, when we talk about gender, it's about both. Only one gender cannot produce what we need on earth. We have to carry everybody along. So in our families, we must give both genders that opportunity. Train them the same way, equally. There is no role that is for men or for women. That's why we talk about gender roles. And that is why the name comes as gender roles. It's the name given by the role given by the society. It wasn't given to you like that by God. The sex role says you can do anything. So my summary will be, please, let us talk about equality of opportunity. We do things the way we should do it as women. The men do it the way they should do it as men. We complement ourselves, give ourselves the human rights, the equal rights to get this opportunity to do so, and get the family and get the society, the unit, and globally, everybody will move along and everybody will be so happy. Yeah, I know there was a time women were not allowed to drive. Women were not allowed to teach in the higher educational institutions, but these are wrong. It was only when opportunities started coming to women that we now had to. And then also we don't want the men to go. Otherwise, it will just be a woman's world. It will reverse. We are complaining it's a man's world. When we take over because we are hammering women equality, then it becomes a woman's world, and we don't want it from frying pan to fire. So I want to thank all of you and make sure that we, the gender activists, we are talking about equality, and both must be carried along. If you're talking to a man, your child, about sex, about how to protect herself from rape, please talk to the male too and say, look, you don't have to treat your sister this way. You don't have to treat the female this way. There has to be respect. So you talk to the two of them, and so that when they grow up, they will carry up this equality. This one, you have this, respect the other, and they will carry on. The problems on earth in this world will be less. So I want to thank IDYM for bringing this up, because this is topical. It's all over the place, and it touches every aspect of our human existence. This is very, very nice, and I appreciate being here as a moderator, and I've now made a speaker. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for enlightening us with your remarkable knowledge. It was amazing, and we can see you. You are in the car, and you might be facing the network issues, but still you are trying from there, so that's the best thing. Thank you so much. And now Zubair sir is there with us. So yes, Zubair sir, we would love to hear you. Over to you, respected.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. First of all, I would like to thank Idym Foundation and all the organizers who organized this event on this important topic today. Actually, it was Eid, and many relatives have come at my home. And so, first of all, happy Eid and Eid Mubarak to all of you around the globe. And good evening, and good morning, and Assalamu alaikum, and namaste to everyone who are listening us. So the topic is very important. We are all entitled to human rights, and these include the rights to live free from violence and discrimination, to enjoy the highest attainable standards of physical and mental health, to be educated, to own property, to vote, and to earn and equal wages. You know, so, but across the globe, many women and girls still face discrimination on the basis of sex and gender equality. Like previous speakers were talking about, underpins many problems, which disproportionately affect women and girls, such as domestic and sexual violence, or lower pay, or lack of access to education and inadequate healthcare. So, for many years, women rights movements have fought hard to address this inequality, and campaigning to change laws or taking to the streets to demand their rights are respected. And the new movements have flourished in the digital age, such as the Me Too. Lots of, as a teacher, as far as my concern, I am assistant professor in the, in the Jamia Millia Islamia Central University in New Delhi. So I teach bachelor's and master degree students. So lots of girls students are there, and they have their own problems because they came from different part of the country, and because it's a central university, different people came from different part, different. So girls still faces too much problems in their lives. So so when we talk about the discrimination, firstly we have to aware and sensitize the society, and we have to change the attitude of our individuals in the society. And when we include these things in the curriculum, then definitely this change will be happen, because it will not it will not comes directly. We have to make efforts from each and every participant of the society will make effort, and the things will be changed. So then, so gender disparities just exist around the globe. Being born as women in the society, one has to face gender discrimination at all levels. At the household level, or females are confined to their household chores, and raising children and looking after families, irrespective of their education, degrees, or job profile. So at her workplace, women have limited access to job opportunities. They have talent and are paid less for the same work in the society. So gender discrimination is the unequal, or you can say disadvantageous treatment inflicted on someone's because they belong to a specific gender. So it is usually the women who usually have to face such gender discrimination. So education and learning opportunities, gender wise literacy rates, also when we see the literacy rate, we can find the difference. So parents are unwilling to spend on girls still in the world. In the many developing countries, we can many researches suggest that. So education, because educating women is of no value, as they think that. So lots of reasons behind this. For example, poverty, this is the root cause of gender discrimination in the society. And the illiteracy, gender discrimination, due to the illiteracy, it's a sad reality that despite educational reforms in the countries, girls are still denied a chance at learning. So the mindset needs to be changed, and the people need to understand the benefits of educating girls and providing the equal opportunities, and aware each and every person. And teacher and the government and all the stakeholders can play a vital role in these things. So an educated, well-read woman ensure that the other members, especially the children of the house, get a quality education. So social customs, beliefs, and practices, and lots of customs and lots of social beliefs are there. Lots of practices are in the society, in the communities. A lot of families have a preference for a male child, and disfavor towards the daughter. Sons, especially in the business communities, are considered economic, political, and ritual assets, where daughters are considered liabilities. So lack of awareness among women. So most of the women are not aware about the legal rights. Most of the women are not aware about their fundamental rights and capabilities. They lack a basic understanding of how the socio-economic and political forces affect them. So they accept all discriminatory practices that persist in the families from generation in the name of tradition and societal norms, primary due to their ignorance and unawareness. So gender-based discrimination across the world can only be checked when the girls are not denied their chance to learn and grow in life. So girls like boys should get a great start in life in terms of educational opportunities. So this will definitely help them. So uh, so this will definitely help them. So uh, gender refers to the characteristics of women in the society now. So men, girls, and boys that are socially constructed. This includes norms, behaviors, and roles associated with being a woman, man, girl, or a boy, as well as the relationships with each other. So gender is a hierarchy and produces inequalities and intersect with other social and economic inequalities in the society. So gender-based discrimination intersects with other factors of discrimination such as ethnicity, socioeconomic status, disability, age, geographic locations, gender identity, and sexual orientation, among others. So, gender interacts with, but it is a different from sex. Gender influence people's experiences of and access to healthcare. Gender inequality and discrimination faced by women and girls puts their health and well-being at risk. Women and girls often face greater barriers than men and boys to accessing health information and services in the society. These barriers include restrictions on mobility in the society. They have to take permission from their parents every time. They have to prove herself where they will go. So lack of access to decision making power, lower literacy rates, discriminatory attitudes of communities and healthcare providers, and lack of training and awareness and among the healthcare providers, among the people and health systems of the specific health needs and challenges of women and girls. So consequently, women and girls face greater risks of unintended pregnancies, sexual transmitted infections, including HIVs, cervical cancer, malnutrition, lower vision, respiratory infections, malnutrition, and elder abuse, so among others. So women and girls also face unacceptably high level of violence rooted in gender inequality and are at grave risk of harmful practices such as female genital mutilation and child and early and forced marriage. WHO figures. 1 second. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Perfectly.
Okay, 1 second. My PC battery down, so I just plug in. 1 second. So these are the things in the society we see. So equal rights and opportunities for girls and boys help all children fulfill their potential. So we have to give them equal opportunities. We have to make them independent in the society. We have to accept them in the society. We have to give equal chances in every walk of life. So girls and boys see gender inequality and gender equality and communities every day in textbooks. 1 second, phone. So in schools, many girls receive less support than boys to pursue their studies as they choose. So this happens for a variety of reasons. So in worldwide, nearly 1 in 4 girls between the age of 15 and 19 are neither employed nor in education or training, compared to 1 in 10 boys. This is the data of United Nations. So yet in early childhood, gender disparities start out small. Girls have higher survival rates at birth, are more likely to be developmentally on track, and are just as likely to participate in preschool. Among those who reach secondary school, girls tend to outperform boys in reading across every country where data is available. So, but the onset of adolescence can bring significant barriers to girls' well-being. Gender norms and discriminations and heighten their risk of unwanted pregnancies and HIVs and AIDS and malnutrition, especially in emergency settings and in places where menstruation remains taboo. So girls are cut off from the information and supplies they need to stay healthy and safe. So many things we can do. A gender equal society is a society in which both men and women as equal members have the opportunity to participate in all kinds of social in the social, emotional, or you can say in every field, at which equally enjoy political, economical, and cultural benefits and share responsibilities. In such a society, the human rights of man and woman are equally respected, and women who desire an active role in society may participate in activities of their own choosing, while man could enjoy a fulfilling home and community life. So a gender equal society is a society built by man and woman as equal partners. So the realization of it, truly affluent society is dependent on the establishment of a social framework, and that allows individuals to choose various lifestyles regardless of their gender, and without being bound by such rigid and stereotyped gender roles that assume that child rearing and nursing are exclusively women duties, while men are the workers, taxpayers, and pension renders who support the nation. So in reality, however, all the gender equality has concerns. So we have to give them the equal opportunities. Talk to women and girls. A fundamental reason we have not yet achieved gender equality in every realism is that women and girls' voices are too often excluded from global and national decision making. So talk to them and provide the opportunities to them to remove the obstacles. Let girls use, let give them chance in the education, in the ICT, in every walk of life. Stop child marriage and sexual harassments. We have to take some steps, aware society. We can include in the curriculum these things. We can change the attitude. So make education gender sensitive. So there has been a much progress in increasing access to education, but progress has been slow in improving the gender sensitivity of the education system, including ensuring textbooks or promote positive stereotypes. So this is critically important for girls to come out of schools as citizens who can shape a more equal society. So raise aspirations of girls and their parents. One of the key strategies must be to change how girls, families, and society imagine what girls can be and can do. So we need to give girls in images and role models that expand their dreams. These are the things. Empower mothers. We have to empower them. So we have to give them the opportunities. So give proper value to women's work, the unpaid work, women and girls, to provide the foundation for the global economy. This fact needs to be highlighted more in the media, with the private sectors, and in communities. More research and data for are available on this thing. So get women into power. So we have to give them the opportunities in the political, in the economical, in the medical, in the ICT, in the teaching, in every field. We have to give them the opportunity. Encourage women into non-traditional vocations. Lots of traditional things, lots of traditional superstitions are there. So they are bound to do those things. So work together in the society as a man, as a woman, because the sum total of the man and woman will give the power to the society, and it would be great for our development, overall development of the country, of the world. So stop the violence against them. Gender inequality allows for violence against women to continue unabated. So we have to you have to stop the violence against them. We have to give them the awareness about their legal rights. So these are the things we can do. So these are the small things, but we can accept, and we can give them opportunities, and these are the things we have to do for reform in the discrimination, eliminate gender-based violence, and guarantee and protect and expand the civic space for human rights, and facilitate equal participation of women, men, and people of diverse gender identities in the civil, political, economical, and social cultural life. Ensure gender equality within the within the rights. So thank you. These are my views on the topic, and thank you for providing the opportunity to speak on this topic.
Perfectly
Okay,
seen, sir. It was.
Can I come in a bit, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to thank you so much, and you touched a bit on what I said, but I also want to add.
Yeah.
There are some places like in my country where the education of the males need to be brought up.
Yeah.
In some areas, the males don't go to school. They don't want to go to school. All they want to do is go and trade, business. And that is not helping them, because when they grow up at a matured stage, they will go and get married to the females who have doctorates, who are professors. And it does not augur well at all for such a relationship.
Yeah.
And you know, in such relationships, always a problem. A slightest thing, the man will say, oh, because you're educated, because you're a doctor, because you're this. The opportunity must be given. That's why we keep hammering. The opportunity must be given to both. You don't educate a woman and then will not educate the males. Yes, the man will go and get the money, but money is not everything. Both of them will have a perfect communication, perfect life, and understand themselves when they both are educated and they know what they are doing and what they are not doing. So that's why we keep talking about gender opportunity, equity, not equality, gender equity. The equity, which is the opportunity, must be given to both of them to go and join hands and move on. Otherwise, we'll talk about equality. Men and women can never be equal. Men can never be equal to women. Women can never be equal to men. But it's the opportunity given to them. I want to ride a car. I want to buy a car. I should be given the opportunity. That opportunity, if it requires my having extra ladder, the man should provide me that extra ladder to buy that car. If a man wants to travel to the moon, then it should be given the opportunity also. These days, females are pilots. They are better pilots, unlike what we had before. It's because they've been given equal opportunity to drive, and they are driving it very well. They are showcasing the smoother ride than the men. It's because of that opportunity. Not everything equal. Women must do this and women must do the other one. So let's emphasize equality, because there is equity. Let's emphasize equity, because there is no equality on earth. There is no, God didn't make us equal at all. He can never make us equal. Even you and your twins can never be equal. There's no equality among animals, no equality among flowers, plants. No, one came out before the other. We can't be equal. Even in intelligence, even in the skill we have, even in our knowledge, we can never be equal. So I just want to add that. Thank you so much. Let me not take another
you said the right things, because every individual is different in when we talk about the physical or the mental or any capabilities. So each and every child or each and every individual is different in their capabilities and potential. So even the intelligence is different. The caliber is different. Some students have, some individuals have concrete intelligence, some have social intelligence, some are good in math, some are good in the medical field, some are good in all other areas. So yeah, you are right. We have to give them the equal opportunities according to their need. So need based, and we have to, diversity is important, because diversity in the society. So we have to make them independent, male or female, or the children with special needs, or tribes, or anything we can include in them, marginalized societies. So we have to uplift them in the society. We have to give them equal opportunities to improve themselves. Yeah, thank you.
Sure, Zubair sir, perfectly explained and highly informative. Even Uche ma'am, thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Daniel, are you there with us? Daniel, my shining star, are you there with us? Okay. All right. Might be she's handling IT team. So, okay. So before ending it, I would like to listen last time to our chief guest and the special guest. Sir Alisha, sir, what to say to you, sir? Means how amazingly you are still here with us. Means how to my deepest means our from bottom core of our heart. We have eternal gratitude. Thank you so much, sir. Please, sir, we want to hear you.
Sure.
Thank you so much, sir. Appreciation and gratitude. It really means a lot, And you have been throughout listening, motivating, inspiring, amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Preeti ma'am, sir is till now, sir is there. Oh, he hasn't gone for a second. I couldn't even see him for a minute also. He has off his camera. Means I'm so delighted. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you very much. I believe that a woman, a lady who decides not to work, I will not work. I'll be at home. I'll be a housewife. if she's taken the decision by her choice, no one's forced it upon her. She's empowered. And, so, thank you. So I really genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I actually believe in there is nothing as okay, equal rights. Bus. Like PT ma'am ne pehle hi keh diya tha, but I totally agree with that. And it was wonderful hearing all the great speakers and guest of honor, Riddhi ma'am. It was wonderful, and all you wonderful ladies and everyone, and of course, the gentleman over here, Professor Ravindra ji and Zubair bhai, all of you were brilliant. You all made some valid points, and I definitely I'll take back more from here. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thanks million, sir. Thanks million, sir. Jai Hind. Really a great honor we have that you are with us today. We are so happy, and you all are the real hero for us. So, yeah, we are really learning a lot from you. And I can't, Preeti ma'am, this is the very first time I'm not feeling like to end it up. I really don't want to go away from all of you. The way you all are, how
It's like
enthusiastic and inspiring.
more, we want to, yes.
It's happening today. It's really happening today. It's really happening today. Siddhi ma'am, are you there with us? Okay, she might be got busy with something. So
yes, I'm here. I was here.
So Siddhi ma'am, that's what I'm saying, that our chief guest and you, like as a special guest, you both are still with us. Like we're so delighted and so fortunate to have you. Please, Siddhi ma'am, we want to hear you loudly. Could you would you like to share something at last to us, Siddhi ma'am?
It was really wonderful being a part of this webinar. Chief guest sir, as needless to say, he was amazing. All the dignitaries from all across the globe, they really represented their point of views and opinion so wonderfully. I was throughout enjoying, and I have really, I would say undoubtedly that I am taking so many, nutshell thinking and such precious thoughts from here. Thank you.
Thanks million, ma'am. Preeti ma'am, can I end from all of you your permission?
Yes,
okay, so but I'm
absolutely.
still telling you, it's like it's first time I'm not feeling like to go away from you all. Hopes in physically also I would love to meet you, so that would be amazing. So my whole respect and love to all of you, feeling extremely gratified, and I truly appreciate the remarkable opportunity and appreciation to Honorable Ravi sir, Alisha sir, Preeti ma'am, Siddhi ma'am, and all my respected excellency. I would love to express my profound gratitude to our dignitaries, my dedicated team, and attendees. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for this super encouraging and informative session. A great evening ahead. Keep smiling, keep shining, and do remember, knowledge is the beginning, but no end.
Major Muhammad Ali Shah, from India. Siti Jory, from India. Vanessa Jacqueline de Cruz, from Singapore. Mohammed Zuber, from India. Poonam Gandhi, from India. Dr. Santhi Saravanan, from India. Rachana Chakraborty, from India. Dr. Ashok B. Gupta, from India. Nirmala Devi Kandasamy, from Malaysia. Dr. Pooja Dixit Joshi, from India. Dr. Angshu Mitra Banerjee, from India. Professor Dr. Ambassador Marine Mia, from South Africa. Mukshi Virk, from Canada. Nahid Rasa, from India. Laura Stanchu, from Romania. Ambassador Dr. Wydalian Nuwentira, from Sri Lanka. Professor Dr. Ravinder Reena, from South Africa. Tracy Fletcher, from Nigeria. Ambassador Dr. Patricia Gond, from Zimbabwe. Dr. Madhvi Bors, from India. Ambassador Professor Uche Grace Emataram, from Nigeria. Dr. Preeti Shrimal, from India. Fatma Sagra, from India.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Let's have a great evening ahead. Bye-bye. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Bye. Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I'll be going after you all. Please, please.
Like a well-mannered host.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank
millions,
you.
sir. Eternal gratitude, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Prof.
Major Muhammad Ali Shah, from India. Siti Jori, from India. Vanessa Jacqueline de Cruz, from Singapore. Mohammed Zuber, from India. Poonam Gavi, from India. Dr. Santhi Saravanan, from India. Rachana Chakraborty, from India. Dr. Ashok B. Gupta, from India. Nirmala Devi Kandasamy, from Malaysia. Dr. Pooja Dikshit Joshi, from India. Dr. Angshu Mitra Banerjee, from India. Professor Dr. Ambassador Marine Mia, from South Africa. Mukshi Virk, from Canada. Nahid Rasa, from India. Laura Stanchu, from Romania. Vilma de Luz Barbosa, from Brazil. Ambassador Dr. Waidalian Nuwentira, from Sri Lanka. Professor Dr. Ravinder Reena, from South Africa. Tracy Fletcher, from Nigeria. Ambassador Dr. Patricia Gond, from Zimbabwe. Dr. Madhvi Bors, from India. Ambassador Professor Uche Grace Emiteram, from Nigeria. Dr. Preeti Shrimal, from India. Fatma Sagra, from India.